take responsibility and dive deep into personal development. Learn why you feel this way, not because of the event. The scientific facts about why you feel the way you do and what you can do to strengthen it. The moment they are criticized, rather than take any of it on board, rather than prove any of those people wrong, they give up. They attempt to defend the criticism with useless talk, but never with definitive action. The moment they are challenged, they crumble. The moment things get hard, they declare defeat. It must not be for me. It was their fault. If they didn't do this or treat me like this or say this, then I would have made it. No, you're just soft. You're weak. Tell yourself the truth. Because until you do that, until you look in the mirror and acknowledge that you are the problem, you'll never be able to grow into the person that is capable of achieving all those things you want. You are the problem, the only problem. Your mindset is the problem. Your attitude is the problem. It is no one else's fault, it's yours. If you want the good news, you are also the solution. You and only you. If you have character, that statement will change your life. If you have no character, you'll remain an average complaining hater like most other people. You are your only problem, and you are the only solution. Sure, big things happen, tragic loss, things which no one would deserve. I'm not talking about those things. I'm talking about the people who are one job loss away from a breakdown. One relationship breakup away from depression. One argument ruins their entire week. Come on, people. This is not how to live. Even with the big stuff, if you have perspective, if you know who you are, if you really, really appreciate everything you do have and believe everything is as it should be, all of those big things can be handled much better. Knowing your loved one would want you to be happy and move on. Knowing that living in pain and holding on to resentment is letting that person who did you wrong win. But letting go and living your life, loving your life, that is you saying, I won. That is you saying, I will not allow you to own any piece of my mind and spirit. That is true courage and mental strength. And I'm not saying avoid pain. Suffering, failures, they are all part of every single person's life. There's varying levels of pain for sure. Some suffer more than others, but we all suffer at some level.
Can you hear me?
Some choose.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fantastic. Okay then, so on the line we do have Brother Dermot on the line. Yes, Dermot?
Yes, I'm on the line, sir.
Okay, fantastic. It's not coming across very loud. Well, Dermot, I'm going to try and make sure it's coming through, right? But why would the engineers trying to hook you up properly? Dermot, it'd be wise, give us a little background about yourself and why, you know, you've launched this book, The Ghost Within, and just give a little background about yourself, please. Yeah.
I started to write 27 years ago in all, but I stopped writing for 10 years, and for the 17 years, what I done was I just relaxed and started to write seriously. After 17 years or 15 years, I started to write seriously. Mm-hmm. Now, it took me all that time to get the Liberators published, because I'd been working on Liberators for 27 years. I put it down after 10 years, then picked it up, put it down, picked it up, put it down. So it took me a long time to publish Liberators.
Okay, then.
Now, being in the church taught me moral understanding. So there's no filthiness in the book or nothing like that. So it's a good book. It's a nice read. It's a nice read. It's Liberators. Now, The Ghost Within is a book that I've been working on for 3 years. Mm-hmm. And The Ghost Within is an excellent book because it talks about the flesh, the spirit, and the inner man. or the inner woman. That's what I call the ghost within, the inner man or the inner woman. Now, Dougie, do you mind if I read a little bit about the ghost within?
Yeah, just yeah.
All right. Could you imagine this now? This is the amount of patience the Creator has with our ghost within, or our inner man, or our inner woman. How could I show you the amount of trouble that the Creator has gone through to preserve our ghosts? I don't think I can, but I'm going to try. Can you imagine this? You've been in a coma for the past weeks. Just tell your wife that there's no coming back for you. You will have to switch off the machine because your brain is too damaged. Your wife then decides to take you home against the doctor's wills. Year after year passes and it becomes a routine to your wife. Then she herself doesn't believe that there will be any change until one day, after 10 years, your wife noticed that you're moving your hand. But she was so filled with joy, she tries to get on to the doctor that dealt with the case, only to find out that he had passed away. That is the amount of patience that the Creator has with our ghost and more. You see, imagine that now. The same doctor that said to switch off the machine had passed away long time before the man who was damaged, brain damaged, and he had came round. So that's how much patience the Creator has with our inner man. In the mean, I think you would agree with me that the flesh came before the spirit, because the flesh has to come before the spirit. That means that the spirit is a byproduct of the flesh.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. The spirit is a byproduct of the flesh. Now, if the spirit is a byproduct of the flesh, that also means that the spirit cannot live without the flesh.
See.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, that's why I said the inner man is the vehicle that takes us to the beyond. The inner man is the vehicle that deals with the Creator and takes us to the beyond. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So it's like, carry on.
No, carry on, because, that's why, you've got a very deep insight, into the whole thing about spirituality and, and in terms of your I was speaking to a sister, I hope you don't mind me mentioning her name, called Sister Sam, and she recognized you're someone who's been a credible talent when it comes to writing. But knowing that you got a deep insight as well, the intelligence of as we has made up as you. So that's why I'm looking forward to this the book launch. Yeah, what you'll be promoting, and also encourage people to buy the books on the 7th of December. But tell me, son, you said that you've had about 10 years, was it 12? 10 years?
You're cracking up. I can't hear you, sorry.
Hold on. Hold on a second, just 1 second. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay, fantastic. You said that you had 10, was it, how many years you had writing before you had a break? Before?
2 books.
Sorry?
2 books, Liberators and The Ghost Within.
Okay, then, but you had a 10-year break before, yeah?
Yeah, the 10-year break, because it was like I was writing pure poetry.
Okay.
I was writing pure poetry. That poetry is in The Ghost Within. That poetry is all in The Ghost Within, in the book The Ghost Within. So it's a 2-book in one. You would have The Ghost Within in the beginning, and then poetry for about 100 pages.
Okay then.
It's a 2-book in one.
Okay then.
It's worth the money. It's worth the money. And on the day, I'll be selling 2 books for £10, and they each cost £6.99. So 2 books for £10 is a bonus.
All right then. Okay then. So what you're saying that it's really it's 1 book, right? But it's 2 books in 1 book, yeah?
Yeah. But no. I'll be selling 2 books. That's the Liberators and The Ghost Within for £10.
Oh, okay then, for £10.
books for £10. Yeah.
All right then. Okay then. All right then. I see what you're saying though. So you have the
Because
two
they
books.
each cost £6.99.
Yeah. So you said the tuna for the
But if you
£10.
buy two, I'll be so.
Yeah.
Now, Liberators is a book. It's a historical fiction. It's a historical fiction. Now, Liberators is set in 2030. The reason why I said it in 2030 is because I see the disarray of our people, and I can't see them liberating themselves in 2012 when it was actually, you know what I mean, coming to fruition. Myself, let me look into the future and mark it down for the future, 2030.
So 2030 is what? The mark of what? The future of what?
The future, 2030 is when it's written for 2030 that we be liberated.
Well, we will liberate 2030. Okay then.
Yeah, we be liberated. We be free from the colonial powers.
Okay
As
then.
it is. And we all be going to Africa.
Okay then.
So it's a very clued up book. You know what I mean? Every page. Remember, writing poetry, you have to condense your words. You have to condense your words in poetry. So when I write one page of poetry, it stands for 4 pages of written work. Could you imagine writing 1 page of the book Liberators? It would stand for about 5 pages of written work.
Okay. All right. Let me just push on a little bit and let people know about the event. You know, was taking place on the 7th of December. We encourage people to get there for. It starts at 7. Yeah.
7 o'clock.
7 o'clock. So people get there for about 6:30 to 6:45. So we start early, right? And we will kick off at 7 o'clock sharp. Scene. And I said the brother will be talking and sharing some words and so forth. Also, don't forget Ras Minto will also be doing a presentation as well. Scene. Right, and there will be a Q&A and question and answer session, and also there'll be a feast and etc. There'll be stools there, not too many stools, just 1 or 2 stools will be there. You know, we want to create little vibes, little family vibes. So the time is from I just start at 7 sharp. So please get there early, about 6:30. Yeah, so people can network, etc. And then we start. The venue is at Chestnut Community Center, which is 280 St. Anne's Road, which is opposite the hospital, St. Anne's Hospital. 6-7 bus actually take you outside the venue. Scene. And also, if you're coming from Seven Sisters, you can get off at it's just 2 stops on Seven Sisters Road and walk down St. Anne's Road. It's a good 15 minutes walk, 10-15 minutes walk at the most. See, if you come from the high road, you can take the 341 and get off at the corner, the bus stop, the bottom of Blackboard Lane. But if you look it up, it's easy to find, you know. And it's like I say, it's in the park, just a community centre, and it's 280 St. Anne's Road. If people want more information, please contact me on 0788 240 3871. I repeat, 0788 240 3871. So that's taking place on the 7th of December. Yeah.
And there will be delicious food. It's from Eddie's, West Road.
Right. Okay, and like I said, the brother said, you know, the brother's just really been more than spoiling us with some delicious food as well as some powerful knowledge, you know, and thing. But the key thing, people come out and support the brother and definitely support the book, buy the book, etc. You know, so it'd be really, really appreciated. Okay, well, my brother, I just want to for you to give thanks for you to phoning at your busy schedule to be with us on this line here. Nothing but love. And, we'll definitely be communicating over the next few days because, look at this, encourage many people to come out on the 7th of December. See?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, then, my brother. So, my brother, I want to give thanks.
Thank you very, very much, Brother Dougie.
Thank you again, my brother. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
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 So that's the brother that goes within. The book launch was taking place at St. Anne's, Chestnut Community Center. Yeah. That's 280 St. Anne's Road. So that's taking place. Inside the host, we do have the great man Jammarster, who will be talking about words, the power of words. Look at everything about education. As I said, this is the man. He's probably one of the best in the country, and probably I know as one of the best in Europe. He's well known in Europe, and with this go up online, he's got a lot of stuff online, the kind of stuff he's doing. So, Jammarster will be taking us away very shortly.
I want to say thank you. Thank you. Thank you. 'Cause I'm so grateful. So grateful. Oh, grateful. I'm so grateful. So I want to say thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. This beautiful, this beautiful, this beautiful day. This beautiful, this beautiful, this beautiful day. Thank you for my friends, Spirit. Thank you for my friends. Thank you for my friends, Spirit. Thank you for my friends. My wonderful, my wonderful, my wonderful friends. My wonderful, my wonderful, my wonderful friends. Now thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. This beautiful, this beautiful, this beautiful day. This beautiful, this beautiful, this beautiful day. I want to say thank you. Thank you. I want to say thank you. Thank you. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I want to say thank you. I want to say thank you. 'Cause I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. So grateful. So grateful. So grateful. I'm so grateful. Grateful. I want to say thank you. I want to say thank you. Just thank you. Thank you. I want to say thank you. I want to say thank you. Thank you. Thank you. 'Cause I'm so grateful. Thank you. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. I want to just say thank you now. Just thank you now. 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 Each and every day I'm gonna say thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. You are the heart, you are the hands, you are the voice of spirit on earth, and who you are.
You're in tune to DJ Jammers on Bless Radio, UK's #1 station for great music. Don't touch that dial.
Melanin is what we call a chemical key to life. The more melanin you have, the more civilized you are. The more melanin you have, the more psychic you are. The more melanin you have, the more information your brain can store. The more melanin you have, the faster the nerve transmissions are. The more melanin you have, the more sound you absorb in your ear, so you hear the full range of sound.
Yes, no the world sound Jammarster. We tell them say dirty art and pagans now go prosper, disaster, you know. Cologne represent to the world, not now change, we speak with mind whenever. On the 8 to 8 to nothing say. Kicked off like a ball, make it roll, and me I say, oh, David Jammers. Speak of myself, stay so. And me I say, David Jammers. Some boy and Yammers. Selassie. Alright then, the one and name. Shut up your mouth, don't talk. First thing got to be true from your heart. Biggest sin you on the grass. Don't prove yourself to way. Or don't prove yourself to way. Sound boy, shut up your mouth, don't talk. First thing got to be true from your heart. Biggest sin you on the grass. Don't prove yourself to way. Or don't prove yourself to way. Wolf in sheep clothing, them coming under the skies. First thing that them greet you with is a big broad smile. Look them straight in their eyes. Yes, them up to something, and David Jammers surmise. But yet we so clever. Give thanks, Jammarster, so wise. And rather sit down and listen. Empty barrel make the most nice. And I know there's nowhere to run, there is nowhere to hide. You better go, shut up your mouth, don't talk. First thing got to be true from your heart. Biggest cynic on the grass. Don't prove it a sound to way. Don't prove it a sound to way. Sound boy, shut up your mouth, don't talk. First thing got to be true from your heart. Biggest cynic on the grass. Don't prove it a sound to way. Don't prove a sound to way. Sound why? What you have today, you lose it tomorrow. Find yourself in a deep pain and sorrow. Not a soul, no lane when time you borrow. No, 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 no. Things you do, me say people can't believe it. Now the Jammarster sound reveal it. And to the world it's the longest secret. Now, 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 now. That one and him. Shut up your mouth, don't talk.
Go on. What day of the week is it? What you ask me them questions for? I just wanted to know. It's Thursday. Oh. And you know what I go on Thursday? No, tell me, mate. It's the Jammarster Show. Alright. On Bless Radio. Nice one. Things sweet like Jamaican mango. Put a G and a O that spells go. Love it, mate. Remember to turn on your radio and switch on your stereo. Oh, I'm doing that now.
This being a common exercise
DJ
of
Jammers,
logic,
I play
concludes that the authentic experience is a first-person, tactile, in-person interaction between an event and your physical senses, one not mediated or explained by an outside or second person. This being a common exercise of logic concludes that the authentic experience is a first-person, tactile, in-person interaction between an event and your physical senses, one not mediated or explained by an outside or second person worded definition of that experience. If using the words we speak to define an experience could be considered a second-person mediation of perception, then any word spoken to describe an experience must be considered inauthentic. unless the listener has had a previous first-person experience similar to the experience being described.
Boom, family. Big up Dougie. Raggedy, excellent once again. Inventive show, and looking forward to your party this week, or Strength End, you know. Also bigging up the family, the community, the listenership, the management, the staff, everybody who's making Bless one of the premier stations globally. Big up yourself. Yes, Dougie.
Yes, sir.
Yes, Dougie. How's everything moving?
Everything still, see? Just a move in the right direction, you know? And again, it's good to be here, be among the great man, Jammers, and the Jammarster Show. And just, as I said, we're here to give the truth, not but the truth and the absolute truth. Zobra ba ba ba. So, you know where we go already. We just are rolling and rolling properly. As Les Brown says, for you to be successful, you have to prepare to do the things today that others not prepared to do. So tomorrow you have the things that others won't have. You know?
And that's right.
That's very powerful by Les Brown. And, you know, if we start to go by his philosophy, right? And take that part of our psyche. And I said again, for you to be successful, you have to prepare to do the things today that others not prepared to do. So tomorrow you have the things that others won't have. And that's why man like Jammers is very successful, because he's prepared to do the things that others not prepared to do. So, you know, Jammers, it's just good to be here, man, and just rolling here with vibration. And Les Brown says you got to be hungry.
That's right. You have to have the desire to charge up yourself and stop letting other people charge you, you know, because you end up losing your money and you end up losing your charge, you know, so you have to learn how to do it, to charge up your own self. And yes, Dougie.
Yes, sir. So earlier on, you was playing a clip by, was it Les Brown? Not Les Brown, sorry. LA Africa?
No, this is Phil Valentine.
Oh, Phil Valentine, yeah.
And basically rewinding that in plain and simple so-called English. Basically, what the great man was saying is that the only real experience you have is the experience that you actually physically experience yourself. When you hear somebody else talk about something, second-hand experience, like a second-hand car, you know, you're not going to get the full value of if somebody tells you all about Africa. Okay, it might sound great, but unless you go there yourself, you're not going to physically experience and get the real benefits of the experience. And this is the whole a reality of life. What is real? What is virtual reality? And the only real thing is the thing that you actually do, physically do, and develop. Anything else other than that is a secondary experience, and it's not a real experience that you can actually put into practice yourself. Because the practice is when you actually do something. You know, and what he was actually saying is society now is based on virtual reality, where you actually you spend your whole life listening to other people doing things, you know, and you get entertained by that, but you find that when you go to do something, your muscles, your mind cannot actually put the reality into action. You know, it's just like you watch a lot of fights, you know, and you go out in the street and you feel say that you can fight, you get knocked out by the first punch.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, absolutely. Okay then. So, James, what you have in store for us then for next hour bit while you're here?
Well, basically, like what you played earlier about the mind and what they were talking about earlier about your higher self. I'm going to just discuss that and how to release your as you were saying, your higher capacity to interpret information. You know. So basically, once again, you don't have to like read a book or wait for somebody in a dress, you know, to bring you closer to your higher nature. You know, you have your higher nature in you. Yeah, the higher nature in you is called
melanin. It's what we call a chemical key to life. The more melanin you have, the more civilized you are. The more melanin you have, the more psychic you are. The more melanin you have, the more information your brain can store. The more melanin you have, the faster the nerve transmissions are. The more melanin you have, the more sound you absorb in your ear, so you hear the full range of sound. No other race can do that. The more melanin you have, the more color you can absorb in your eyes. That's why your eyes are brown. You actually see the full color. You see this color, where white folks see a paler tan, because the more melanin you have, the more you can see what God has meant for you to see. The more melanin you have in your taste buds, the more you can taste the full flavor of the food. No other race can taste an apple like you can, because they can't absorb the full flavor, because you need melanin to absorb the full flavor of food. That's why we combine food differently from other races, because we actually can taste the food. That's because of the high amount of melanin we have, which we sometimes take for granted.
Boom. So this is the key now. The key element is what is that you can call it a God factor, you can call it a divine factor. You know, you've got it in yourself already. You know, you don't want to have to go outside and let somebody who hasn't got that factor tell you how to reach your higher nature. Because if they haven't got that melanin in them, they haven't got your nature, and they have no understanding of your nature to activate your higher self. You've already got your higher self within you. All you have to do now is learn how to activate it. You know, the melanin in you controls everything that you do. It controls you from birth. It controls how you see, controls how you walk. It's the divine higher chemical. You've got actual physical. It's not, they talk about this thing that you can't see, when you've got the thing that you can see, and all you've got to look is the colouring in your skin, and you can see God when you look at yourself, because that is the melanin in you. That is your higher nature. It's not in a book. It's not with a man who's got a skirt who's going to show you happiness. Any man in a skirt who wants to give you a penis, you better run fast. All you got to do is look at yourself, and you're going to see your divine nature. It's not spookism. It's not a word. It's an actual reality that you're walking around with this God factor in you. What you don't realize, you have to realize the lies in the eyes and open your eyes so you can bypass the lies to release the higher melanin content in you, to release and optimize your potential.
Yes, and that is why, you know, I'm glad you played the clip of the Honorable Dr. Africa. As you know, to me, he's one of the greatest scholars, especially when it comes to health, on this planet here, you know. And you know that Late Africa has been a journey for nearly 50 years. In fact, when he first started the whole thing on his health journey, it was just him one. So, and I know he does a lot of research in the whole thing about psychology. He's written several books and everything. And I think it's him and, is it Richard King, if I'm not mistaken, that's a lot of stuff around.
Richard King, I think, yeah, Richard King. Yeah.
Richard King does a lot of stuff around melanin and so forth. I heard people mention him and so forth. So I'm glad you played that little clip there. Have you got more clips of Dr. Africa talking about the
well, that's the only one I've got today, and the reason why I brought that one.
Yeah.
And now in a link, Phil Valentine with the men.
Oh, seriously. So you got both of them together.
Yeah. So this is where we're getting down to business now, right? Because people talking about something they can't see, you have to have a belief. They're talking about something you have to believe. So that means if it's a belief, you have to prove it. And if you prove it, then it's no longer a belief, because it becomes a fact.
But in the word belief, in the middle of word belief is a word called lie.
That's right.
Yeah.
And the last three letters of the word belief backward is Eve. You know, Eve, ill. So even you shouldn't even use the word evil, because Eve means the woman's made you ill. Because when they say that Eve gave Adam the apple, she made the whole human race ill. So their philosophy is that the woman is bad. That's why they say Eve is ill. You know, but Eve means before. Christmas Eve is coming soon. New Year's Eve before the New Year. So Eve, Adam and before.
Well, I said that again. I never catch that one. So the Eve before.
Eve means before.
Before.
Evening. You know, before nighttime.
Nighttime.
Christmas Eve, before Christmas. New Year's Eve, before the New Year. The eve of something means before something's going to happen.
See.
So when you say Adam and Eve, you see Adam and before.
Right. So that's how you link the whole thing of Adam and Eve.
That's how you link it. And we've got to throw away this word Eve ill, because that's blaming the woman, the man blaming the woman for everything.
Everything. Yeah. Whoa.
You know, so right, so down to business. We've got something that you don't have to believe. It's something that you can actually feel and see and touch. Is the melanin is your higher, if you want to say God for one of a better word, it's your God content. You've got it in you. So stop looking somewhere else. Stop looking for a man in a skirt who wants to give you a penis, you know, or happiness, so he says. And stop looking at a book. You can only read about what you've got in already. So this is the reality now. Phil Valentine was saying that only real experience is what you actually do. So to activate your God factor, you have to experience it, you have to do it, you have to feel it. It's not something you can read about, it's something that you have to start feeling. And how you activate, you have to start feeling great, like my man Les Brown was saying. You have to start feeling that you're a God, because you're containing it. If you call God is the Father, you must be the Son. So you must be a God as well. So you can't be the Father then. You know? You can't be the father. You can't be a father if you're not the son. You must be somebody else's son, you know. And there's only God and the devil. So if you're not God's son, I'm sorry for you, you know. So that means if he's the father, you must be the son, and the son of the father must be like the father. So you must start to see you have the God content in you, but you have to activate it, because your body is a thing. Like if you show it out to, as we said, the creating of habits. You show your body to have whiskey, then the body's going to have whiskey. If you show your body how to be shy, your body's going to be shy. If you watch EastEnders, you're going to see stress, depression, and bad activity. You're going to show your body how to be bad. So the key element now, through what Phil Valentine is saying, that all the experience is what you experience. It's not a word. So the only thing you have to realize is your energy. You are a walking, vibrating energy. And energy is capable of doing anything it wants to do. It's like water. Energy goes wherever it wants to go. It changes. And Bruce Lee had a thing like, when you're doing martial arts, you have to be like water. That means that whatever move anybody else makes, you can kill the vibration by just moving, just changing the way you feel. You know, so if you make a hard hand, make your hand as stiff as you possible and punch it, you're gonna feel the pain. But if you make your hand as soft and punch your hand, you're not gonna feel nothing. You see, this is the power. We are energy. Energy is constantly moving. So this is what you got to get into your system. That energy is not fixed. Energy can just change the way it wants to change.
And just to run on what Jam was saying about the whole thing about energy and the whole thing about water, you know, you can't kill water. It goes in different kind of forms. Water is energy, you know, energy. You see, and that's why what Jam was talking about. You know, we have to start question and change our mindset to a lot of things what we take on board. Because, for an example, we think about God. You think about the devil. If you think about the devil, you think about God. And that's where we've been brought up or conditioned, right? For us to reach a certain level of high level of consciousness, right? We have to get rid of those kind of concepts. Because those kind of concepts are holding us back. See? So what Jams is saying, that we need to look at these things and question everything. Turn it on its head. Turn it upside down. See? You know? So I like what he's saying there. You know? Because what Jam is saying, we need to question everything. Question our beliefs. You know? And that's Jam pointed out. The other thing about beliefs, in the middle of beliefs, a word called lie. And there's a clue there. Yes, James.
And just to continue, we are energy. That means energy is in a constant state. It's constantly moving. And just like water, you know, if you try to hold water or you try to trap water, the water will just go around your hand. It'll just go through your fingers. So we have, I think, 80-something% water. That's part of our makeup. You have energy that constantly changing. That your body's constantly changing. Your heart's constantly. Your mood is constantly changing. You know, when it starts to rain, you got another mood. When it's cold, you got another mood. So you're a constant movement. That means you don't really have the lie that they're telling you, the belief or the lie is that you're fixed. You've got fixed energy. No, your mind is constantly moving. You can change from a laugh to a cry. You know, as Dougie always says, if man see a £50, all of a sudden he's happy. You know, if the wind blow it away, then he might cry. When he run after it, the car lick him down, he even worse still. But then when he go to the hospital and he see some sexy nurse, then him laugh again. So we don't hold on to it. This is the ability to be really free. You have to realize that your energy is free to do whatever it wants. Your mind, your moods, your emotions are free. That's your real. When they talk about mentally free, you have to realize your energy, and energy doesn't have a fixed state. It's constantly moving. You know, so you can change your. All right, and this is a thing that you can practice out of it. If somebody make you vex, and I got this from Brother Lyndon, yeah. If somebody make you vex, all you got to do. Try it now. Make yourself as vexed as you can. Look, Dougie, make yourself as vexed as you can. And now hold your breath with that vex. Once you hold your breath till you're gonna leave. You can't hold on to it. You can't hold on to it. This is one of the mechanisms that you can. When someone make you vex, try to hold on to it and hold your breath, and you'll find sooner or later you're gonna have to take another breath, and you'll find the vexness is just gone.
Yeah.
And this is the trick they play with you. The only way to control you is to solidify your energy. So the only way to control water is to freeze the water. Brother Dougie, you got something to say? Yeah, so the way they control you is with a word. That's what they do. They use a word to solidify your energy. It's the word that holds you. It's the word that holds your emotion. When someone says the word shy, it fixes you in a state. So this is how they use words to control your experiences.
Okay then, that's powerful reasoning by the great man.
You got a standing ovation.
Let's just play a bit more of the recording by.
Oh gosh. We're very, very pleased to see you looking as fit and healthy as you do.
Thank you, very kind.
I just want to ask you, what do you now know? Because you've come off your medication, haven't you?
I've been off medication for about a year and a bit, yeah.
Do you now know
by the doctors, not on my own will, on paper, official.
But what do you now know what to look for in terms of danger signs that you might be going back to those dark days?
Yeah, I do know what to look for.
What are they?
I've got myself a new PA in Carmen. I've got my structure put in place. I've got myself a driver rather than driving myself and coming home at 3 o'clock, getting up in the morning, going to the gym, coming back from the gym, ironing, cooking, doing all sorts of like different things and taking the pressure off myself. I've got a structure. I go down to the Champ Leagues most days. Anytime fitness, 24 hours a day. That if I get up and I'm feeling anxious, I can go to the gym and not kill myself. Sometimes as you get more older, you just go and peck and just have a little 40 minutes and channel yourself and get your brain right. I do some yoga, meditation, take my vitamins, eat a little bit more better, and just watch myself and clock myself and talk to myself and look at myself in the mirror and motivate yourself, you know what I mean? Because of what's going on in the world today, with all the crazy rubbish and whatever, you've got to look after yourself because you never know, you may not be here tomorrow, so impress yourself.
And I think you couldn't have put it better. Everybody.
And he had the great man Frankie Bruno giving an exclusive interview, and we're joined in the studio by Supreme. And what we was talking about was that we have a higher nature in us. It's been proven by an eminent scientist called Menelin. It's the dark matter factor. The dark matter that is the core element in everything, every chemical. It's the dark element. It's your God consciousness, if you want it, for want of a better word. It's your higher nature. It's the divine nature. It's not in a book. It's the secret isn't with a man in a skirt who wants to give you a penis. You know, you have a God-given fact. It's not something you have to believe. You can see, feel, and touch it. It's your melanin factor. The melanin is your divine essence. It does things beyond your thinking capacity.
Right. I'm glad to say you've linked the whole thing with Frank Bruno, because one of the things with Frank Bruno, where you get to realize that before the hypocrisy and the conspiracy, I'm using the word conspiracy because you get to realize that the drugs he was taking is far too strong, and he was complaining about it. And Frank Bruno is, you know, he's, you like it or not, he's a celebrity, yeah? And if you could treat a celebrity like that, imagine what they're doing to an ordinary person just out there. See? But what Frank was doing, that realize the God within. What you're talking about. So him start, go back to what? Yoga. Meditation. Obviously, all his life he's been training, right? All his life's been training. So he start to, when he gets a bit anxious, start to train. But he start to, and he said he goes for walks and going to nature and everything. So it kind of ties to what you were talking about earlier on, Jammers.
That's it. And that's the thing about it. If you bought your son or daughter a cat, yeah, a nice cat, and you see your son or daughter giving the cat bleach to drink or throwing acid on the cat, you'll be like, what happened to this youngster me bringing out the world? Oh God, what happened to her? Or what happened to him? This is what we're doing to ourselves. We've got a divine, as I said, we have got the God consciousness, or our higher nature. This is what we have, and blessed with it, for another want of a better word. We have the higher nature, and what are we doing to it? We're poisoning ourselves, and we're throwing acid in ourselves, and we're wondering why either our health is going, or why we're punishing, or why we're malfunctioning. It's because we're doing it to ourselves, because we have been tricked to think that we've got to look at a book, and we're actually damaging ourselves. I mean, you go out and you treat your car better than you would yourself. You've not gone put diesel in a petrol tank. You've not put petrol in a diesel tank, and you've got a precious, high precious vehicle, and you're going to throw anything, any salt, any sugar in, and dry yourself out, and then drink some acid, and then wonder why you can't perform. You know, because we have to realize you're sensitive. That's what the thing is. But this environment, because we come from a higher level, we're absorbers, they're reflectors. The Western world are substances, are reflections. So that means they can take any kind of punishment. You see them outside in a shirt, in this weather, in the rain, in the shirt, singing. Singing, you know. All right, mate, lovely weather. And it's snowing. So you can't use the same substances as the Westerner. Them man can drink all kind of pints all night. And you drink one and you find yourself wobbling. Because you got different substance.
See. Yeah. No, it's quite interesting just to talk about differences that, you know, when we play our music, the more we get into our music, we're talking about reggae music and even soul music, and you know, the more we feel good. You know what I mean? If it's so nice, you know, you just naturally want to dance for a woman want to dance for a man, and feel nice, right? We see a thing where they play some music, some punk music, right? The more going to it, the more they want to beat up each other, feel the guitar on each other.
And
mash up the amplifier. We said, what kind of business is this?
But there's nothing wrong in acting accordance to your nature. A bee will always be a bee. A snake will always be a snake. The problem is when the snake won't be a bee.
Yeah. We like that
you know, just let it be.
Let it be.
and you know, the amazing thing is that they said, oh, it was a great night last night. And they can't buy their guitar and everything all over again.
So I'm glad to say you've able to bring this on top, you know what I mean? And that's why it's very conscious to be in tune to yourself, you know, be in tune. You know, that means understanding yourself meditation helps you to be more in tune yourself. Go into nature, go into the parks and so forth. Just observe yourself with nature, because you are part of nature. You are part of the universe. See?
Because a tiger looks like a panther, but it's different. It's a different animal, even though they look the same. You see what I mean? Even a cat and a dog kind of look similar, but them different.
Different, yeah.
So you have to look. We've got a different chemical. We've got a higher melanin content. That means we're more sensitive nature. Sensitive means you can pick up a higher signal. When it comes to music, you don't need pen and paper and to watch somebody else and choreograph. Use a choreographer and practice. You can just, because you're sensitive to the rhythm, you can just pull something out of thin air. You know, so what the problem is now, you wannabes of jump, you can't swim because you're a bird, but you want to go jumping with the sharks. So basically, this society, Western society, is desensitizing you. You know, there's chemical, they need a lot of chemicals, a lot of sugar and a salt just for feel good. They need heavy metal music. They need killing and violence to get some kind of stimulation. I mean, if this was a horror movie, I know I wouldn't be in the movie. I'll be the black man you see after 4 seconds left. You know, but we're in a place where every film they watch killing, murder, violence, real.
Well, just to right onto that, because if you watch TV, you guarantee, and I'm gonna be generous here, 6 nights out of the week, they'll show something about violence, murder, rape, and blah, 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 blah. So the question we need to ask ourselves, right, what is it part of their, what is it in them, right? You want to show that to the mass of people getting murdered, rape, and, you know, if you watch you're watching just a film, right? And, you know, the film, you're just watching it. But soon halfway, it's some kind of plot. Well, this man go for murder this person for get rid of him and for money and whatever. You see what I'm saying? What's in the person who wrote the film in their makeup? You see what I'm saying? What's in their mindset? You know, that's what you want to do. And that's part of entertainment. You see what I'm going with? And that's part of their psyche. See?
Well, the thing is, as I said, I ain't got that's their nature. That's all right. What's wrong with us when we put our son in front of our daughter in front of the East End killing murder? Then we buy them the computer game killing murder.
See.
Then we got the newspaper, give the newspaper murder killing rape.
Yeah.
And then we wonder why our youth start cussing us and start misbehaving.
See.
What is wrong with us?
Because they put it in part of our psyche for us to behave like that, and we want to be like them.
That's like you put in petrol in the diesel tank and wonder why the car on the run.
See.
You know, so we have to wonder what is wrong with us. If this was a horror movie, we would have been out the movie in the first second. We would have sent something ain't quite right here. You know, just we don't even have to see something.
But to jump on that note, Jammers, right? What they've done, they've programmed our subconscious. Because everything comes from the subconscious level. You see what I'm saying? And that's the reason why, I mean, every week, right? You guarantee, you know, some little friction between youth and man I get stabbed and man I get killed and blah blah every single week. But where did that program start from?
It started from, as I said, the nature to feel like there's somebody, because of their substances. They have to be in a competition. Everything is a eating competition, dress competition, look competition, walk competition, football competition, barting competition. Everything is a sex competition. Everything they have to have a competition to feel what it's like to be first. To be what it's like, we're the first people on the planet. They call us primitive. Prim means the prime mate, the first person to mate with somebody. It's not a negative word. It means you're the first. Aborigine means you're the original. You know, so they want that feeling. That's why it's called a human race. They want to have that feeling. They want to go to a mountain just to feel 1 second what it's like to be how we feel all the time.
But why would a man want to leave one part of his tone, right, to climb one big mountain for his fame? Life, what kind of madness is that? And talk about you conquered. What kind of madness
As I said, Dougie, if this was a horror movie, we would have left the planet by now. And I ain't that straight man who's going to go in a snow to the Antarctic. I wonder why his legs and his foot drop off.
Well, you see somebody, let me see on TV the where man want fight crocodile. Man leave from where it's part there. I want fight crocodile. You know what I mean?
Man, leave wheels then, you know. Leave wheels then. If we're gonna go fight, Amazon go fight crocodile. Just to feel good.
Just to feel good. That you can beat that crocodile.
Man will take a canoe, a little canoe, and go sail it down a waterfall. For excitement.
For excitement, see it there.
Come on, people, man.
That's interesting. Do you just bringing back some memories? Do you remember?
You got it.
No, but remember this man on the motorbike called Evil Knievel.
Oh, yeah.
And you know what? We gotta blame ourselves, because the more people that watch Evil Knievel is, the more him say, I've got to up the game. So when you see a man on a motorbike trying to cross one side to the other side, when he does it, we clap. And when he fails, he think, he's stupid idiot. What did he think he was doing? So we encourage that behaviour, innit?
Yeah, truly.
Yeah, as an etymologist, you say we encourage.
Yeah.
So we encourage. In the word courage is the word rage. So we want people, when two people box, we want them kill each other. When the football's coming, we want the right rage to come out.
But Jammers, you and Dougie, you touched on an interesting point, and I say we need to go back to the crime scene. You say, why are the youths being so destructive? Me personally, I decided to go back on the timeline. And I went back to the timeline in 1996 to 97, where, because I used to put on functions, and to be quite honest, I had youths from north, east, south, and west come to these functions, and then there was no postcode thing. But at that current time, there was an influx of American rappers, and the technology of the World Wide Web, and also the television channels having umpteen channels. Right, where our youngsters were open to, let's say, our Biggie Smalls and our Tupacs. 1996, those people got assassinated because they brought on what was created hype, and this hype was the West Coast versus the East Coast. For some of us, we tapped into this thing. Yeah, you're from the West Side, we're from the East Side. But this thing became more than just, you know, like in the UK, we would have sound systems clashing each other. But at the end of the night, they never went round and shot each other and stabbed each other and done a drive-by. But in the music industry, we found that these two rappers went on a hype mission, which encouraged even the youths. Youths are watching this West Coast, and the UK actually mimicked it, right, by bringing on, we had groups now setting up, and I'm not blaming them, like Soul Solid, and you had collectives here, and from collectives, what I started noticing, the collective started to break down into estates. You know, these, like, this estate versus that estate. And then along came a channel called, I don't know if you remember, Channel U? Channel U were doing what we were calling them hood videos. The youngsters were getting together, right, putting £200 together, umpteen of them in a video, uploading it, telling their friends to vote for it. Channel U was like the biggest thing. So the more the hype, the more the hood, the more the ghettoism, the more the profane lyrics, the more votes they were getting. But what was getting, it was getting more verbal, it was getting more, what you could say, more, when you aggressive. Until it has led to now, let's say I've jumped a couple of years where they have actual drill music. I am gonna kill you. I'm not frightened to say your name, but this is what has transpired from 1996 to now. How many years is that now? That's about 20 odd years, isn't it?
Yeah, about 20 odd years.
So me personally, when I hear certain people saying certain things, and I'm going to talk the thing, and I hear people talking about curfew. I don't know if you've heard this, curfew. But when I hear the word curfew and curfew in the youth, one of the problems that we have, we are now bringing in this thing. I don't know, jammers might know this. Back in the day in America, they had a thing called the sundown towns. Sundown towns means when sun goes down, no black man can't be on the street. He will be shot. He will be killed. Right? So I'm hearing people saying, "No, we need to curfew our youths," and I'm saying, no. What you're encouraging now is another type of you're actually endorsing. Like, remember when you was you and you're walking down the street and the policeman see you, you're encouraging the old system of suspect. You may not do the crime, but I believe you are going to do the crime. And just because you suspect, you're getting arrested. Next minute, then they try and fit. You ever heard this word? Jammers can break. They try and fit you up. In other words, they'll try and match you to a crime. Because, you know what? He looks like he was going to rob someone, so I arrested him, officer. I arrested him, Sarge, because he looked like he could, and he fit the profile. Anyway, that's my little rant. But when we see certain things, we have to be very careful. Very careful. Did you know Operation Trident was because of the Caribbean community, the West Indian community? I don't like the word West Indian. Let's say the black community. Oh, I don't like the word black. I'm straying here. Oh, the African. Anyway, the community said, "We've had enough. We want something." We got Operation Trident. Then years later, we're getting all these misdemeanors with the police now. Do you understand what's happening? Man gets shot, and they said, oh, same thing. Oh, he was going to commit a crime, or we have some belief or some evidence that this person's going to commit this crime. Yeah. So yeah. Once again, greetings. My name is Original Spin Doctor Supreme here on Bless Radio. I'm going to say greetings to listener. I've just come into the room in the conversation, and I thought I'd just give my little spin on the situation here. So,
as I said, I'm going back to the horror movie syndrome, and what we lost is where we left what our parents had, which is common sense, and we took on the thing called technology. Now listen to the word technology. Take the knowledge away. So we left common sense, and now we pick up this technology that's taking our knowledge away. Because if you look at most of the things like the postcode, if you had common sense, you'd say, "I idiot thing that you're fighting over some road that you never even come from." And that's only 2 minutes away from your brethren's road. Because he's in that road, now you two are fight. You know, so most of the things, if we had common sense now, back to the parents, you would say idiot thing, or if it's a horror movie, you wouldn't even touch it. But now the youths now, it's technology is ruling how they judge things. You know, the media is now become their brain. You know, even the Bible used to give the family guidance on how to use this thing in the middle of their head, between their temple, the real temple in your head. But now it's like we're not using no common sense. We're not using no book of guidance. We're using the most corruptive media practice that is just designed to manipulate, corrupt and entice purely for profit base. And when you look at most of the youths now, they've left the common sense thing. And I'm not saying most of the youths, I'm saying a small percentage, because the media likes to overhype the ones. They're not showing the ones who's excelling academically. So the small percentage of our youth now, brain cell, is the actual media that is showing them what to do, is giving them the vehicle, giving them the knives, giving them the drugs, giving them the examples to follow, giving them the music, giving them the brainwashing, giving them, and then setting up the system on a profit base, so they see if they can get anybody they can get into prison, and they can get funding for that. So basically they're the ones who set up this thing, you know, and it's because we've left our natural state of, we've left our law, our divine nature, and this is why we're getting punished. And as we go back to our divine nature, we're going to get punished by man-made law.
Okay, then. So, this is the reasoning. And what we're saying is this, that check everything out. Do your research. Question every single thing was put out there. Question it. Jammarster research point without really question, and turning things around. And same with Regional Supreme as well. We need to question what's really happening. And it's for us to really stimulate and have a conversation and question everything. And we have to take responsibility. If you like it or not, we have to take responsibility. There's no doctor in the world I know of who could split your head open, operate on you, give you the right attitude, give you the right responsibility. We have to perform our own operation upon ourselves. See? So, we need to zoom in here, and just be clear where we're going. Because, this show is a liberation show, a freedom show. And we're here to give the truth, nothing but the truth, and the absolute truth. And I like the way the Spin Doctor was able to bring us down memory lane and just bring up certain things, and also what Joe was talking about, because everything's just a system. These people are born from a system, and it's about business, And there is, I don't know if people are aware of Neil Fuller, and he talks about 7 laws.
The 9 areas of control.
Control, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know the 9 areas of control, or you know some of them. We could. I know the.
Okay, the 9 areas: religion, sex, sport, politics, war, economics, education.
Mm-hmm. Is it law?
I thought I said law. Education, economics, sport.
Okay, so you got quite a few of them.
Yeah.
And health. I think health.
Health. I remember we had a conversation here on bless, and I got challenged when I used health.
Yeah, but health has to be part of it, because they're attacking us upon health as well. Yeah. Let's see. Okay then. So, look to the big show.
Say thank you, thank you, thank you, 'cause I'm so grateful, oh grateful, I'm so grateful. So I wanna say thank you for this day, Spirit, thank you for this day, thank you for this day, Spirit, thank you for this day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day.
Yes, we're back on Inside the Bless. And as we started the show, I just want to some interesting, especially with Supreme and Brother Ducky, bring some interesting insights. I just want to come back around again. What we said, we've got a divine energy source within us that we need to activate, called menelin, and we also need to. The way to activate it is to have you have to experience it. It's energy, and the energy you can control from your mind just by the way that you think. You can create the reality from your mind. You can manifest it from your mind. Now, what's happening, especially to the youth, is the education system is actually dumbing you down. The education system is giving you words. The way that the words are taught to us, especially through your youth, is to make things more complicated. You know, all you find out is the more that you get educated, it's just bigger and bigger words that you're learning that are making things more complicated. And the next thing that is happening is that you're getting taught. When you're a child or when you're getting taught, that is actually making you dumb. It's actually a way that someone can manipulate your mind. Taught comes from the word tautology. Tautology means when you say different ways of saying the same thing. It's not giving you no reasoning. It's not giving you no science. It's just giving you different words saying the same thing, like in a dictionary. So actually there's no reasoning about it. So someone now who once you've been taught, someone can practice tautology on you. And when they practice tautology on you, they can manipulate your mind and get them to do anything that you want because you've been taught. Tautology, once again, is just saying the same thing in different ways. And once you've been taught now, you've been set up for someone to practice tautology. I'll give you an example, especially politicians use this. I'm just going to say the same thing in a different way, and it's going to make you follow what I say, you know. If you do things the wrong way, you're gonna get yourself in trouble. Now, all I've done, I've said the same thing. Do things the wrong way, get yourself in trouble. It's two ways of saying the same thing. There's no science behind it, and you're gonna just say yes, he's right. You know, but all I've done is say the same thing the same way. Eating bad food is going to give you bad nutrition. So eating the wrong food and bad nutrition is virtually the same thing. I've just said the same thing in a different way, but you're going to say, yeah man, you're right, but there's no science behind it. All I've done is said the same thing in a different way. So this is the science, especially politicians use it. So you say the same thing in a different way and people think that you're giving of some high level reasoning. So this is what's happening is when a youth is going to school, they're not learning no science. They're not learning. The science is what you use to activate your higher nature, because once you realize you're a scientific being, then you're going to do things in a scientific way. You're not going to just use a word that has no science in it. You'll be looking at your nutrition. You'll be looking at your energy level. You'll be looking at how do I maintain my optimum working capacity. That means I'll be doing the right exercise. How do I maintain a healthy mind? I'll be thinking in a certain way. How do I manipulate my habits? You'll have the science of habit creation. You know, what do I do when I get sick? Then you'll have holistic science. So basically, they give you a degree of knowledge. They give you one aspect. They give you the biology, but they don't give you the physics. You know, they'll give you motivational tactics, but I won't give you how to put it into action. So basically, the knowledge that the West gives you, it separates everything. It doesn't give you a holistic knowledge, because basically all you are basically is energy. You're just a walking energy, and you're a scientific being. So you need to be talking and thinking in a scientific way to maintain your science. It's just like a plumber trying to fly a plane. It's not going to work because he's got the wrong mentality of what the plane is. You see, and until we tap in that we are higher level through Menelin, we're scientific beings, we're not going to be able to maintain ourselves, Dougie.
Absolutely right, my brother. And talking about information, where can we get this information from? I know earlier on you talked about the Honorable Dr. Leah Africa and Phil Valentine, right? Where can we get this information from, or to further our developments? See?
Well, you can text me on 07931 417 553. Once again, text 07931 417 553 to get more information on it, because basically what we have to do, we have to stop understanding words. We've been told that words are such a great thing. You know, your wisdom is what the biggest word that you can say. Then all of a sudden you're intellectual. So basically, we as scientific beings have to get out the practice of saying words with no meaning, words with no science. You know, we're scientific beings. We got to go into science. East Enders is not science. Kentucky Fried Chicken is not science. You know, so you would never put diesel in a car in a petrol tank. You know, so if you are the first thing. Talk about worship, but we worship, so we shouldn't really worship about we will worship. But the thing that you should be praying, the closest thing to nature is yourself. Not the plant, not the tree, not the sun. You are nature. You got to start worshiping yourself. You got to start treating yourself with respect, dignity. If you had a cat, you're not going to give the cat acid. You're not going to give the cat sugar and salt. That's going to, you know. So why are you giving yourself acid, sugar, and then cigarette? And then wondering why I mean I feel good today.
Yeah. But you see, everything come on to the whole thing about we've been miseducated. We've been guided totally up the wrong path. See? And that's why shows like this is very important for us to be educated, be informed, so we can at least make the right decision. You see, let me put it this way. What you don't know, no will kill you, but it kill others will, based on ignorance. What does ignorance mean? Ignoring the facts. You know, we have a great teacher inside the wholesale, Jammarster. Like I said before, you know, he's the wordsmith specialist when it comes to science of words, probably in the UK. There's about 3 or 4 people, you know, who they talk about. Jam is one person there who they talk about highly in the country in terms of the words and so forth. You know, because a lot of, as the meaning Jam said, is in the words, isn't it?
Yeah, because basically,
yeah,
you know, we left common sense, what our mother and father have, and take knowledge. It's in the word take knowledge. You can't go to Brixton now without a step nav. So all of these machines is taking our knowledge. It's in the word technology. So we've left common sense about our
technology means taking
knowledge. It's in the word, but we're deaf, dumb, and blind. We can't even hear that. You know, and that's why we left our mother nature, so we can't activate our optimum level. Your optimum level. You have to listen to your mother with the common sense. Yeah. You know, because then you always say it's an idiot thing. That it's simple. It's an idiot thing. You know, you don't need no high book or need a scholarship to know that's an idiot thing. You can't get smoking cigarette and you wonder why you don't feel too good. Drinking liquor, you know you're gonna get drunk. Why drink? You see that week that this bottle is controlling you. But your ancestors built pyramids. But you can't stop drinking a bottle of cider.
Well said. Yes, that is really powerful. Okay then. So what we're gonna do now, Spin Doctor, you want anything you want to add to what's been said there? Alright then. If not, what we're gonna do, we're just gonna interject for a bit.
All the time. I can have it. I deserve it. I claim it. It is mine. I can have it. I deserve it. I am it. It is mine. Peace fills my heart. I surrender. Everything. Health is my birthright. Passion helps me sing. I can have it. I deserve it. I claim it. It is mine. I can have it. I deserve it. I am it. It's my time. Break it on down. Anything I want, anything I desire, anything that brings me to my highest good. Anything I want, anything I desire, anything that brings me to my highest good. I release and let go. I
Yeah, so once again, briefly we talked about. I'd like to thank each and every one. I'm gonna be heading out soon. Once again, I said you got the so-called God science in you. You know, it's not something you can't feel, see, or touch, or have to believe in. The proven fact you have melanin in you, the higher nature that is guiding you. Your higher power is in you already. You just have to know to activate it by experiencing, as Phil Valentine says, experiences when you actually do something for yourself. When someone gives you a word, that's second-hand experience. Someone can tell you all the great stories how Egypt is. But you can have that knowledge in your head, but until you go out there, you don't really know. Someone can tell you how to swim, but you find you go in the water, you're drowned. So you have to start to experience. That's how you activate your higher science in you. Stop using the word is designed to dumb you down. Sophisticate or intelligence is a negative, incapable, inescapable, inexcusable. So intelligent means someone who's not telling you what to do. Gent means to do something, like secret agent. So intelligent means someone who's telling you something but not telling you. So they're using a big word. So why? That man intelligent. That means he hasn't told you what the thing is. He's used some big word to overcomplicate it. So we've got to stop understanding words, stop standing under somebody's words, and start to activate your feeling, because your feeling is your higher scientific nature to experience your divinity. And stop poisoning. Come on, man. Use common sense. Stop poisoning yourself. It's simple. We have to charge up ourselves. Start praying to yourself. Start praying to yourself, worshiping yourself, because you are the closest thing. You have the higher, just like the car. If you can give your car the right petrol or diesel, you can give yourself the right fuel to reach your optimum level.
But just talking about the whole thing about poison, Jammers, right? I've started calling Dr. Jammers from now on, because you know, it's a joke. Because you know, saying 90% of stuff we're taking is poison. In fact, toothpaste, if you look at the box of toothpaste, if a child swallow a certain amount of toothpaste, you know, it kill them. That's a fact. Now then, the thing is that if I go around just bad-minded, right, and I said, boy, you know, so I'm going to poison them people over there, so I don't like them, for some reason, right? If I'm found guilty, well and truly, the key should be, that's where the key, I've been locked up for a long time. You have a system, literally poisonous, and getting away with it. Why? Based on lack of knowledge, lack of information.
And the thing is, we have lost our feeling of who we are, because if you got a 10 grand diamond ring, you're gonna care that. But your body's even more valuable than that. But we don't even care what puts in it.
No. But you see, the things that we don't know no better. I'll give an example, right? We have a big man inside the house here still, and he could have probably see what I'm saying there, right? If you're gonna off license, any one of them shop there, pack the cigarettes. It says in it that smoking kills. Am I right saying that? Yeah, again, people spend them 10 big money for a packet of cigarettes. See? It says, am I mistaken, Supreme? Yeah, right. All right? That it says that smoking kills. But yeah, people still spend their big money.
Yeah.
Right, to buy their cigarettes. We have two inside the house as well, and he could probably advise me. So that shows you, right, how much we've been messed up and conditioned.
It's very interesting, because we were just speaking about people doing things like a near-death experience when we talk about extreme sports, and they're so extreme in even their music and violent and living on the edge and smashing up their instruments, and then they go home and say, I had a good night last night because I smashed up and I spit on my fans and I done all sorts of violation. And just like you said, you know, I call it, you know, an extreme near-death experience where you actually look on the packet of cigarettes and he's actually showing you a contaminated lung. But people will say, you know what, they're still going to invest, you know, I don't know how much a packet of cigarettes is, probably 13 going £20 for a pack. And that in itself should tell you, hold on a minute, if I was to have a packet a day, that's 80 quid, £100 a week, you know. So financially they've got you, then they've got you on your health, because you're not taking, you know, let's look at it this way. You know, I hear some people have some their mindset is you're gonna die anyway. But I'm saying, yeah. But why are you increasing your chances? That's stupid. Yeah. Stupidity. I do believe that people have the knowledge and the information, but there's a word that you use, ignorant to it. They're ignoring. They're ignoring the fact.
Ignore the facts.
The knowledge is there. You know, even if they said to you, okay, it's 60 miles down the road, and then you come down there 150 miles, you've increased your chances of having an accident. And what you're doing, when these people are putting, you know what they're doing? They're putting what I call a disclaimer. Because there was a time when you could take the tobacco industry to court and say, oh, you never told us that this could have any health challenges later in my life. You know, I think it's Marlboro that got done the most in America. Yeah, but if you look at the smoking industry, and there's certain people that suffer from a condition called jammers, you might know, emphysema, where they you know, and you know, anything that I believe, I know there's people that smoke weed. I believe that anything you smoke will increase problems with your lungs. Any form of smoking. You know, now what have they done? This is the latest craze now. They've taken away the smoking, and they say you can have an electronic cigarette. Vapor. You're now smoking batteries and vaporizing. You know, it's a vape. The vapor is supposed to be more safer. But I want people to do some homework. There's a thing called popcorn lungs. And that's what is created when you start smoking this vape, right? And the vape, even if you read some of the vapes actually said this contains nicotine. Now the vaping is now become a fashion, because they're saying, you know what? We're going to make these vapes more fashionable, and we're going to ask that you can put liquids in it, and we can put vanilla in it, and we can give you a designer bottle, and you could they've actually branded these vaping tools now. And and then you're creating, like I said, and you know what? It's only over a period of time that they can measure. They can measure only over a period of time the damage that vaping does. They can't do it immediately. Anything you do has got to be a period of time. Yeah, over a period of time when people start presenting things and saying. But it's only till you get a doctor who decides to say, I want to specialize in this area, and I'm going to do a thesis or a theory on it. And then when he breaks it down and he brings his evidence, his case study, his info and his research together, that's then going to realize, well, this vaping is no good. Yeah, or cigarettes are no good.
Okay then.
Yeah.
All right then. We're going to put a pin here, because we do have a special super inside the house. You know, we had where's the red carpet? Do we have the red carpet for our special guest? Huh?
I'm just gonna bring the carpet up now.
Hold on, you never bring the carpet for the man.
Brethren, me have blue carpet.
Why does it have to be a red carpet? Why can't we have a gold carpet?
Hold on, you see, I hear you that big argument there. You see, he put us under pressure. He put us under pressure already. We should have a melanin carpet for the man.
A
gold carpet. Hey, I'm prepared to admire myself. I have a gold carpet for that.
These are the gifts of the goddess, love, joy, and peace. Gifts of the goddess, are you ready to receive all the gifts of the goddess, love, joy, and peace? Gifts of the goddess, are you ready to receive? Love, are you ready? Joy, are you ready? Peace, are you ready? Are you ready to receive? These are the gifts of the goddess, love, joy, and peace. Gifts of the goddess, I am ready to receive all the gifts of the goddess, love, joy, and peace. Gifts of the goddess, I am ready to receive. Love, I am ready. Are you ready? Joy, joy, I am ready. Are you ready? Peace, peace, I am ready. Are you ready? I am ready to receive. These are the gifts of the goddess, love, joy, and peace. Talking about gifts of the goddess, I am ready to receive. Joy and peace, gifts of the goddess.
Artist Inc. presents the Tahuti album launch party. Also, tribute to his mother, the late Mrs. Rose Hughes, the first black female freedom fighter in Haringey. Saturday, the 15th of December, 2018. Featuring Barry Dredd, Joy Mack, Ham Sensation, Dallas, Owen Isaacs, Burning Poets, King Solomon, Queen Phoebe, Doreen DeCosta, reggae star, and new R&B artist Tyler Sky. Venue is at T Chances, 399 High Road, Tottenham, London, N17 6QN. £7 at the door before 10 PM, £10 thereafter. Doors open at 9 PM, showtime at 10 PM. Come and enjoy this Markfield and Drayton old school reunion.
Yeah, tell you, get a regrab.
Music coming fire, bubbling a volcano. So long I've got to try this cold concrete down in this ghetto. Down in this ghetto.
Yes, as I was saying, that we have a special guest, and we said we're supposed to have a red carpet. Him said no, we're supposed to have a gold carpet. So we got to complain to the management that, hey man, I'm at fools. We should have done our homework first and say which carpet you want to step on to come into Royal. Because this man is Royal and he said the gold carpet. So, yeah, so, so we take responsibility for that, you know what I mean? You know, because we have to treat the man as Royal. So we are in the house, we have Tayuti inside the house. See?
Great master teacher, you know?
Yes. You know? And one of the reasons why he's here, because we do have an album launch party. We're taking place on Saturday the 15th of December at T Chances. And, you know, what we're going to do now, because we have a bit of time, and we want to know a bit more about Tayuti, how you got involved in the whole thing about music, you know? And just a little bragging about him, about his music career, because he's a very talented, very deep person, because we are talking about that's a little bit of reasoning, right? And
well, you know Tayuti is deep anyway.
Yeah, man, Tayuti is deep. You
know? Don't forget, you know, Tayuti quotation is everything is everything.
Everything is everything,
see,
yeah.
So that means that we know everything.
Mm-hmm.
Not like we don't know everything, you know, but we have everything within us.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you see, with me personally, I deal with Kemet, as in sense from the original Kemet, yeah, as within Kepari, Kepara, Keparu, that is the sun, you know, and to me the sun is everything, it represents everything, because without the sun there's nothing.
Right.
See, and you know, the story goes, there's two creation then, for instance. You would probably deal with the creation of, like them said that the Bible creation then, the other like religious creations, with you say, God created man by the dust, yeah?
See.
Adam by the dust, but we know now today that God did not create the man by the dust. He created the man at the sun. We are the dust of the sun.
See.
Yeah, we are stardust.
Yeah.
Because every man is a star bound to a body. You get me? I say so. We know that the purity that we have in our way come directly from the sun. See, from the melanin thing that we have. Yeah? The melanin is something that exists outside the energy frequency barrier. It's energy that exists outside the energy frequency barrier. Right? So it's soul. You understand? So it's the soul that we have within us is the sensitivity of life. You know, because melanin is sensitivity. It's deep sensitivity.
But it looks like you have an in-depth knowledge, you know. Also, I recognize Auntie Jean's inside the house as well. So big up to Auntie Jean, yeah.
How you doing?
Inside,
You good?
yeah. Inside the house,
Peace, man.
right?
Yeah.
And you have in-depth. So, my brother, are you written a book, or you gonna start writing a book, or what's your?
Well, the way I look on the book thing, you know, that I am the book, you know.
from me said, you know, see how wise man, you know, right? From me said.
Really, because I've read so many books throughout my time. That, you know, I'm saying to myself, well, the knowledge that I have within me, yes, I can write a book. Yeah, but I write my thing through my music.
Through your music,
you know?
Okay then.
So I write my lyrics through that.
Oh.
But I've always written. I've always write. I've been writing since I was 15 years old.
Oh,
you know?
Okay then. Okay then. Well, I want to come back to the music thing now. So, how come you developed this talent of music, love for music, and you know you're very?
Well, it's an inborn thing, you know, brother. Because you see, as I said to you, my name is Tayuti, and I'm a Cancerian born. And Cancerian people, that's what they resonate. The manifestation is music.
Okay, Cancerian.
Yeah? And not just that. My father's a musician. Yeah. My mother's a dancer, as you know. She does like choreography and this type of thing. So music is in my blood, right? Family-wise, because I've got 2 uncles each side. I've got a great uncle there and a great uncle there, right, who are master musicians, right? They have their own band and all this type of thing, you know. And right now I've got a brother who live in Florida, who born after me.
I think you was telling me about
and
him. Yeah.
He's actually he played pan, you know, steel pan.
Steel pan thing, yeah.
He's probably the best pan man in the world.
Yeah.
You get me? So if you look at his name is Gary Bridges. If you look on the internet, you'll find him and see what, you know, just check him out and see what he's dealing with. Yeah, but my music is different to Gary music. You get me? I say, we're not both something, but I'm different. I'm different to a lot of them. You get me? I'm indifferent from time. You know, so it's like that still.
See, and
I mean, I've written songs for like people like Sugar Minott and John Holt, the Sauce Band, these type of people. I've written, you know, songs for them.
Oh, for John Holt and
yeah.
So you've been writing a long time then?
Yeah, I've been writing a long time. That's what I say I write since I was 15. Long time, you know.
So you're
I've written songs for people like Maccabees, you know,
Wow.
Keith Winton.
Yeah.
All these people there. I think he have, what's the name of his station? I don't even know the name of the station, but I used to write for him, you know.
Okay then, all right then.
So it's a little while.
Yeah,
So you're known for as a songwriter.
Yes, that's what I'm known for, really.
Wow.
Okay. It's interesting because I think the first time I saw you perform was Auntie Jean's event. Was it this year? It might have been this year or last year. I'm not too sure.
No, it was this year. It was this year.
This year.
Yeah.
You
Was-
know.
Is that when you first started singing back again, or are you singing before?
I've done loads of stuff, but more so in the studio. Yeah, not actually out there performing. Just I'm a studio man.
Okay.
And who was your influence? Who are your...
Musically, my influence has always been more like on a reggae soul kind of thing, you know, going back to like people like even James Brown, you know, Bob Marley, James Brown, Peter Tosh, Bert the Wailers, the whole of them, you know. Gregory, Dennis, all of them guys, you know what I mean? So, you know. But I would have preferred more like on the rebel side of the music. You know,
Okay
the more rebel artists.
And more in terms of the conscious
Yes,
lyrics them
yes,
and so
yes,
forth.
yes,
All right, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna push in, play a couple more track from this, and
well, I have a tune we call Another Year Has Come to the End, and that's for this particular time of the season. Yeah, this time of the season.
Okay, and that's on this
That's
number. Repair them after. This one is called Ghetto, yeah.
I live, and where do I go when the lights are turned down low? To me, your kiss, girl, it is complete, but still I've got to try this cold concrete down in the ghetto. Down in this ghetto. Where do I live? And where do I go? When I leave the studio, I make sounds that sound so sweet, but still I've got to try this cold concrete down in this ghetto. Down in this ghetto. to shot this ya cold concrete down in this ghetto. Down in this ghetto. Ghetto living no nice. Some people pay some wicked price. Ghetto living no nice. No nice. Ghetto. Down in this ghetto. Many roads and many streets, man, I've tried. Yeah, Babylon system wicked and bad. Yeah, Teote, love march right and true. What a peace I love.
Yes, flavor of Tahuti's works. It's a special track we're going to play a little bit later on, track 8. But I wonder, can you just mention about those tracks there, you know? Why you put those tracks there together? And what's, knowing you, there must some meaning behind them tracks there. some science. I forgot your science, you know, because I'm not so deep, brethren.
Yeah, well, every one of them means something still, you know. It's either to do with the realities of how we're living in this world, and you know, the environment, or you know, just basically, you know, life, you know, life in general. You know, could be about, you know, how the system is bad or the system is good, or about man or woman or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I just, it's how I feel it at the time. If I see a situation, I might go home and I say, oh, child, let me write about this thing. I'm sitting down and I'm writing.
Then,
or even if I'm thinking about, if I read a book, and I say, all right, let me just write something about what I see in this book. You know what I mean? And that's basically how it goes.
Does the words come easy?
Well, in the beginning they were hard. I had to go and get a dictionary, because true me is a man where drop out of school early. I'm gonna tell you that. Right, because I had to knock out the headmaster when I was 15.
15, knocking out a head teacher.
Yeah. And they had boxing in my school, but they never showed me nothing.
So he wasn't in the boxing?
Yeah, they never put me in the boxing. They kept me away from it. You know? You know what I mean?
So you have some dynamite hand there.
Yeah, when I was 15, because he want to kill me for something I never do.
See.
Okay, yeah? And he said, put your hand out. And I put my hand out, and then I said to myself, no, when I put up my hand for? I'm going to draw with my hand and go, say, bam! Knock him out clean. Yeah, they expelled me 15 and a half. And from that time, I've actually been out there on the road fending for myself, educating myself, finding my own knowledge. You know, I went through all of the different religions and all this, because from time I always wanted to know myself. Right? And how I first started off reading astrological books. Yeah, but the books and what we read was more like the European astrological books. You know, and they was teaching me things about palmistry, looking at people's faces, and you know. But I was more interested in myself as a Cancerian, and but I'm not a selfish person, so I have to know about other people as well. So I started to study other people as well. Because I said, once you know yourself, then you will know others. Yeah, and then I went. That was when more time, you know, because you grew up as a Christian, as a, you know, as a West Indian child.
Yes.
And then the Rastaman thing coming out, and then I started to study the Rastaman business. Now, so I'm fully joining it, you know, but I was studying it. Yeah, I was interested in it. And I start growing little locks by my head and thing, but me take too long to grow.
You was impatient.
So I kind of get impatient. But I was still in it. It was in my heart. You get me? And then I saw, you know, I was studying like Simeon, Levi, Judah, the all of them, Joseph and everybody astrologically. Because I said to you, all I wanted to do was really study to, you know, person know me. Yeah? And then from this on now, I end up after doing, I studied Buddhism.
Buddhism,
yeah, Buddhism is very good, right? It's a way of life, just like in Kemet, right?
Yeah.
But what you call the thing now again? Islam. Studied that. I went into the Muslim thing as well. You know what I mean? Bismillah Rahman Rahim and all them something there, right? And then I find myself is a Rastaman who actually introduced me to Kemet, right? You know, and he said, "Why don't you I'm start to read up on Tutankhamun and Beth and Osiris and Isis and all of them, right? And then when I get there, when I reach a Kemet, that's where I found my foundation. You understand? And everything just come into place. Everything just dropped. I just resonated
All
completely.
the other religions didn't. But it's leading to the path towards it, though.
No, it was because I was really interested in knowing myself.
Knowing yourself.
And that's where I landed. When I landed, sir, and I find, so yeah, I'm comfortable, yes, sir. Because first thing was learning the gods and goddesses. There's 75 forms of the gods and goddesses, right? Of the one God. Yeah, 75 forms of the one God. I'm gonna get to learn and study all of them and what they you know, what they represented, you know.
But temperature, do you ever thought about? Cause you got, I didn't know you had a vast amount of inside of knowledge, you know. You ever thought about? Well, you did say that you know you read about music, right? But you ever thought about teaching this in a not some lecturing, but in a class setting with a group of people? Just pass on that knowledge on what you have.
Yeah. Well, I do that sometimes.
Oh, you do that? Okay, then fair enough.
Well, in the sense of like, you know, in a like a front room thing.
Front room with your family and so forth. Okay, then that's good.
Family, people, you know, people in general. Cause everywhere I go, I educate. Once I educate them, I express myself, you know, to them.
Just to pass on.
And I show them the things of what I know about Kemet, and they're all fascinated.
Okay.
You know, most of them are intrigued and fascinated. You know, why don't you write a book? Why don't you do this? Oh, you should do this or you should that. Yeah, but as I said, I want to do my thing. I want to do it, but I'll do it through my music.
Yeah. You said that.
You know what I'm saying? Music to me is more powerful. I mean, yes, books are good, but I find more comfortable within the music because I can just do what I'm doing and just put the music out there and then just go and listen. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that I would not write a book. Yes, you know.
But at the moment, we are on that,
kind of deep.
Kind of, I understand what you're saying.
Because I am a writer and I have thought of it many times. Because that's what Teoti represents, isn't it? Because Teoti is known as the scribe of the gods. And being the scribe of the god it doesn't just mean writing. It means the pen is also to do with architecture as well.
Architecture is good. What? Just for clarity, Teoti, because people might hear that word for the first time. What does that mean? You know, just to let people.
Teoti actually means the scribe of the gods. He's the male, and he's also the male counterpart of the goddess Ma'at, to represent right and truth. The 42 negative confessions, universal law, balance and coordination of the universe. Yeah, and that's what Ma'at represents, and he's the male counterpart of the goddess Ma'at. So if he's the male counterpart of the goddess Ma'at, then Teoti must be God. Because the pen is mightier than the sword. And I learned things what Teoti says that no one else has said. You get what I'm saying to you? Like, for instance, Teoti said to me that, not said to me, but Teoti is written that every man is like a flame onto a mountain, for instance. Right? Now I ask everybody what's he mean, but I already got it. As soon as he said that, I got it straight away. Yeah, and I asked everyone, and they couldn't tell me until when I said to them, what he means is that every man is a flame onto a mountain. It means that everyone is a volcano.
It's a volcano, you see.
You get me? Because we're dealing with that energy. Teoti also says that I am man, father, the world, and only begotten. But what I do, I dissect. So I took the L out of the world, and it became word. Yes? So therefore you are your own word, sound, and power.
See.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Your
that's
own
powerful.
world, because we are all individual worlds living in this big world. So we create our own light, we create our own darkness, we create, everything within our own world. Your streams, your mountain, whatever, and whosoever you want to let into your world, let it into your world. So it's down to you. Everything is down to the individual. Yeah, because no one is going to come to save you. You have to save yourself. Simple. You get me? So,
okay then.
So, and it's very powerful, because Teoti is known as the thrice great master teacher. There's no one greater than Teoti within the realm of teaching.
But this is just music to the ears, my brother. Trust me on this one here. Well, I'm gonna play a track we requested was to play.
Yes, my friend. Yes, my friend. Another year has come to an end. Yes, my friend. Here comes another year again. Walking in the seconds, running in the minutes, working in the hours, day by day, respecting the weeks and the weekends, observing the months of years with their lumps and bumps. Look how quick the year started, and look how quick it ended. Some see the beginning, but some won't see the end. Now we're celebrating now the new year, but not everyone is having fun. People, wouldn't it be nice if we could make love be our only New Year's resolution? Yes, my friend. Another year has come to an end. Yes, my friend, my good friend. Here comes another year again. Walking in the seconds, running in the minutes, working in the hours, day by day, respecting the weeks and the weekend, observing the months of days with their lumps and bumps. Look how quick the year started, and look how quick it ended. Some see the beginning, but some won't see the end. Now we're celebrating the new year, but not everyone is having fun. People, wouldn't it be nice if we could make love be our only New Year's resolution? Yes, my friend. Another year has come to an end. Yes,
comes another year again. Walking in the seconds, running in the minutes, working in the hours, day by day, respecting the weeks and the weekends, observing the months, okay, with their lumps and bumps. Look how the year started, and look how quick it ends. Some see the beginning, but some won't see the end. Character assassinator, assassinating me and my brothers and my sisters. Character assassinator. All things have ceased to amaze me. My people, they think that I'm crazy. Living in this situation can only be ruin our nation. Step by step, as I walk on by, people see the tears that flow from my eyes. Well, in my heart is love in abundance, while in my mind it's filled with reluctance to participate. I wanna love and not to hate, but the more strident members of society, they criticize and they love brutality, and so combined with the media, all they wanna do is assassinate my character. Character assassinator, are you a dictator? Character assassinator, assassinating me and my brothers and sisters. I see people going here and people going there. Some say they know, while others just don't care. See our faceless faces, colors and garments that they wear. I say, look down upon me, Father, for this life I've got to pay. Character assassinator, are you a dictator? Character assassinator, assassinating me and my brothers and sisters. Character assassinator, are you a dictator? Character assassinator, you're using your power. All things have ceased to amaze me. People, they think that I'm crazy, but living in this situation nation can only be ruin our nation.
Yo, tell you the control, see?
Why didn't you tell her? Tell her, tell her, tell her. Listen. I'm like a bubble in a volcano. Music coming fire. Bubble in a volcano. I got to get higher. Bubble in a volcano. Soon reach the top. Bubble in a volcano. Evacuate the area. Evacuate the town. Temperatures rising. Feel the fire burning. Hot lava flowing. Oh, I'm like a bubble in a volcano. Music coming fire. Bubble in a volcano. I got to get higher. Bubble in a volcano. Soon reach the top. Bubble in a volcano. I'm hotter than hot. Tehuti said that a man is like a flame onto a mountain. I search so hard to find out what it means. I search so hard, even in my dreams. I'm like a bubble in the volcano. Music on me fire, bubble in a volcano. I got to get higher, bubble in a volcano. Soon reach the top, bubble in a volcano. Evacuate the area. Evacuate my space. Evacuate the place. Bubble in the volcano.
Bubble in the volcano.
Coming fire. Bubble in the volcano.
Okay, Spin Dr. Supreme taking over the hot seat for a while.
Bubble in the volcano. Soon reach the top. Bubble in a volcano.
Artist known as Tehuti.
Hotter than hot. Temperatures are rising. I feel the fire burn. Deep, 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 deep down in my soul. Fire burning. Bubble in the volcano. Music.
Love this one.
Bubble in the volcano.
Tehuti coming very soon, 15th of December. Album launch coming your way. Barry Dread, Joy Mac, Dallas, Burning Poet, Owen Isaacs, and Pam Sensation. Watch out for this one. So we have the artist known as Tehuti in the studio. He's got his album launch, like we said, coming up very soon. I'm really feeling the bubbling the volcano. Yeah. So once again, greetings to those who are here locked into this broadcast. We have Tehuti right here in the studio. Tehuti.
Yeah, man. Well,
so how was the studio when?
Peace,
yes. So how was the studio? Give us a rundown of how the studio and the production was behind that particular track.
Well, it was very good. You
I
know,
like that.
they,
I like that. I like that.
It was very good, you know, because I went there prepared with the songs that I had. You know what I mean? I've got over, like, I've written so many songs. Right now I've got at least, I can say at least, I'm gonna say about 300 songs that hasn't been,
Wow.
you know, hasn't been, you know.
Wow, that, you're coming like a conscious Michael Jackson.
I was going to say Michael Jackson.
I know today I'm alright, a long time I'm alright, you know.
Yeah, but Tootie,
I'm gonna show you something one time.
Yeah,
right?
go on, Bridget.
When I was about 15, I had a crocus bag. You know what crocus is?
Yeah.
Right, I have a crocus bag full of books, school books, full up of lyrics. Every one of the books, I had probably about 15 books. I never full up of lyrics. All the time me up and down the road and thing, a man don't know so that me I write my thing. Yeah? And then one day I decided to, because I pick up the guitar early as well. And one day I decided to, I went around my mother's house and she wasn't there. And there's a dustbin chute where, you know, next to my mom's house. Alright, so I leave my crocus bag of lyrics in by the dustbin. Right? Felix say, alright, come back later, pick up the thing and just go in. When I come back, I must have come back the following day, you know. And when I come back the whole of the lyrics, the dustbin man, take my crocus bag and gone with my lyrics. But the thing about it is a good thing I've got like a very good memory.
Got good memory.
Because I went back and I wrote them all back down.
Oh, wow.
And I wrote them better.
Okay.
Well, maybe that's why they need to.
Because if I write one song one day, I don't forget it. I will never forget my song.
Okay, that's good.
I write song from like 15 and if you said to me like Character Assassinator, for instance, I wrote that when I was 15. Yeah? And it just said what is just boom and just, you know, repeat it straight
So
away.
what comes first? The lyrics, the rhythm, the vibe? Is it situations that happen?
Lyrics would come.
Yeah.
And then I would work the music around the lyrics.
Okay.
But yes, and even the same tune that where you just hear another year has come to the end. I was just walking down the road the other day, not the other day, but last year. I was and I just said, all right, I want to write a song. Got a long time I don't write that tune. And I just said, walking in the seconds, running in the minutes, working in the hours, day by day, respecting the weeks and the weekends, observing the months and their lumps and bumps. Look how quick the year started and look how quick it ends. Some see the beginning and some won't see the end. Now we're celebrating the new year, but not everyone is having fun. People, wouldn't it be nice if we could make love be our New Year's resolution? You know what I mean? And that's how it goes. Yes, my friend, another year has come to an end. You know what I mean? But I'm on with that, say, well, Bob Marley thing. No, I put my own lyrics together, you know, and I actually arranged the music around it, you know, because I do all the arrangement of all of my music, because it's my song, so I know exactly what I want, you know. Simple. That's how it goes.
Wow. Tootie, I gotta say, I had the pleasure of seeing you in rehearsal, and one of the things that came to light for me, which was like, was very interesting, was that the use of non-digital instruments. You've gone back to the original source of music. Because when I normally go to a studio, all we see is a keyboard and a computer. And when I went to the studio, believe it or not, people, I actually saw an organ in the studio.
Proper Hammond organ and everything, you know.
And we see reel to reel.
Yes.
Reel to reel too.
Real.
Yeah, way back, man. Because that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to bring back the old time feel of reggae. You know, when it's like all this digital thing is all like so fake, innit? But we're not dealing with the fake, we're dealing with reality. You know what I'm saying? So that's
synthetic.
Yes, so.
And for those people who are not into music, but there is a warmth in music when it is organic and analog.
And it's proper.
I'm not dissing the digital because it's good that you can pen lyrics and, you know, get the what we can say the outline. But when you go in the studio and you have the drummer, you have your bass guitarist, you have your lead guitarist, you have, and this is an instrument
you feel
that
it more, you know.
You know, one instrument I'd hate to hear on keyboard is brass section. It just sounds so like fake.
No, it's fake. Right.
No,
fake.
brass
right.
or it don't sound right. You have to have live saxophone for me and trumpet if it's brass section.
True.
But I noticed with you,
True.
And you know what?
It's real, innit? It's more. It make the music more real, you know. So that's what we're looking for, and that's what we're dealing with. We're dealing with reality. We're not dealing with no fakeality.
Yeah, that's where we come from, innit? Because when we was growing up, it was live bands.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or records.
We got Auntie Jean coming like she's a backing vocal. Can you do backing vocals? have you done
in the bathroom? In the bathroom.
You've never done no form of singing.
No formal singing at all.
You're joking.
Honestly, apart from personal in the bathroom or in the house when nobody else is there.
Yeah.
Well, everyone know their capabilities, and you know what I mean. But sometimes you can look outside yourself, you know, Auntie Jane. And what you hear, someone else might not.
You might hear something different.
You know?
That's true.
I wonder if I could just jump in and just ask a question in terms of because on the bill you have people like Barry Dredd. Is it Barry Dredd?
Yeah.
Barry Dredd. It was a beautiful artist, a beautiful brother, beautiful soul. He's a beautiful artist. Obviously the legend. Yeah, man. And I think he's underrated as well because I mean, he should get a lot more exposure than we should be getting now because he's so pure.
And Barry's also a musician as well.
Yeah, he's a musician.
Humble.
He plays bass and he plays instruments.
Because I see him at
he's played at a couple of my markets as well.
But when I first met him was at the Bernie Grant.
Okay.
Right, and he had a set down there. He was involved in the set, and it was brilliant. Brilliant. Right, and obviously you have people like Joy Mac, who's a legend out there, you know. And you know something, Tutti, and.
But funny enough, you know, he's saying that Joy Mac went to our school, not our school, went to my school.
Yeah.
Which is Markfield School. Just
Seriously.
Yeah, Joy, but she was a bit older, you know.
Okay then.
Man like Admiral and all them guys, you know, Admiral.
Yeah, man, no, Admiral, yeah.
And thing. Well, he was in probably their year.
Yeah.
Joy year, you know.
But talking about that, you know, sir.
And you know who else used to go to our school again?
Who that?
Ginger Williams.
Seriously?
Yeah, Ginger was in my class. Yeah.
We are said.
Yeah, she
used to love her music, you know.
She got Markfield School, innit?
We never know that. You bring some history in our ass. Right? So I feel have some claims, bro. But hold on. But talking about Joy Mac, you know, son, I had a sauna Sunday. Was it Sunday? One of them days there. Last week sometime, right? And this youth looked at me and go, well, you don't know me. So we know you from what? He said, listen, man, you know my mum, right? Right? So your mum said Joy Mac, right? So
because he came with his mum down that Chestnuts when she sang down at the Chestnuts. That's how you know him.
That's how he knows me then.
Yes,
Oh, okay. So I'm working on.
So we know you from.
Yes.
Because remember when she came down and she sang "Son Came After."
So come son after, but I wouldn't say I wouldn't know the no.
Naturally, because you're hosting, you would have seen him, would know you.
So me just step on the talking thing now, you know what I mean? And him say, yeah, me know you, man. And things. So we start talking about his mum now, you know what I mean? All them sort there. But it's amazing. You know? It's amazing. But hold on. So
funny enough, you know, sorry for it. But the brother would play the keyboard on my album there is a Jambo. You know a Jambo?
Oh!
A Delroy Curtin, well, he changed his name from Delroy to a Jambo. Asante. Him played keyboard.
You know who that gentleman is?
He played with Errol Dunkley. On Top of the Pops when Errol Dunkley had Fred and all them guys, you know, he's very good art, very good, you know, from way back.
Well, I'll give you how I know him. Yeah, his son, you know his son. He started up a group that was similar to Musical Youth.
Sweet Sensation,
Sweet Distortion.
That's it, Sweet Distortion.
And Sweet Distortion's lead singer was my school friend who you guys know as Lloyd Brown. You know Lloyd Brown?
Lloyd Brown.
So Lloyd Brown now was the lead singer in Sweet Distortion, and they were like, back in the day, they were like Musical Youth.
Yeah.
Now what happened with Sweet Distortion, right? I don't know if you know Flip Fraser, the voice.
Yeah, Flip Fraser,
he done Black Heroes in the Hall of Fame. He got Sweet Distortion to play the Jackson 5.
Right.
From that now, Lloyd was doing Michael Jackson's bit, obviously. Right. Singer.
What, in the Hall of Black?
Yeah,
yeah, I didn't know
that. Do you know Junior Frost?
Yeah, man.
Now, Junior Frost saw Lloyd Brown singing, approached Lloyd Brown and said to Lloyd Brown, I've got a song for you. Yeah. Would you come? And that song was Sharing the Night Together.
Right. No, that's true.
So from that, Lloyd Brown became popular off that song. And from that, Lloyd Brown's career took off.
Yeah.
You know, from, you know, being an artist.
Yeah, man.
Sharing the Night Together was a hit.
Yeah.
Then Lloyd Brown, boy, I'm straying a bit. But then Lloyd Brown started working with, do you remember a group called the Administrators?
Yes.
Because the Administrators done his album as a lovers rock artist. And then Lloyd Brown teamed up with Tipper Irie. He teamed up.
I didn't know that. Seriously?
Yeah, man.
I didn't know that.
Listen, one day I woke up on breakfast television. I see Lloyd Brown and Tipper Irie on telly.
Man. Yeah. See?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I see like Junior Frost, for instance.
Yeah.
Junior, I'm a good brethren, man. You know, God rest him soul.
He passed away this year.
And Elroy passed away this year too.
Yeah.
Elroy, yeah, the BSC, yeah.
Quite a few people went this year, you know.
Yeah,
Even Tony Williams, you know, DJ.
Yeah, that's right,
yeah. As well, it's quite a few people.
And just about next month, this time was an artist who, Michael Prophet.
Yes, Michael Prophet.
Michael Prophet I think he was buried in January last year.
No, he was buried in February.
Oh, sorry, apologies. But I know he passed away in December.
Yes.
December last 2000.
But he was at Brockwell Park earlier on that.
Yeah. It's very interesting, and that's another thing I was going to ask you. As an artist, right, one of the things that I realised, right, and I'm not picking on any artist particular, is the diet and the health with singing, late nights, you know, going in the studio, preserving the voice as well. Because a lot of people take this for granted, right? So what are the things that you do to keep yourself optimum as a singer?
Me personally, you see, some people are born to do something natural. Yeah, like you have some people from them born them gone straight up. There's nothing that can deter them or take them away. No matter if them do this or they do that, it's nothing gonna happen to them until they fulfill that thing. Like my brethren now, Dallas would I get up and him go do him like a running and him jogging and him something, all these type of things, right? I don't do that. Yeah, because it's, I've been blessed with that, with a voice from my band, to just do this thing. You get what I say? So, I mean, when I was younger, I could have a higher form of voice. But now it's just on a level where it's all right for me. I don't mind. I don't need to be going way up there. Somebody else can go way up there. I just stay on that level. You get me? So until that I've fulfilled the thing what I'm supposed to fulfill, not now. That's how I'm look on it. So I'm not saying that I would eat anything, but because I don't just eat anything. I'm kind of careful what I eat as well. Yeah. But since you can say, well, Dr. Sebi then, where he's come and made so much people aware of them DNA and thing and them structure what they should eat and stuff, right? It's hard for some people to to actually change them diet because some people are actually hooked on certain things. Because I talked to my cousin the other day, and she listened to me, she listened to me and she said, yeah, so good. And then I said to her, what you going to eat? She said, well, I'm going to buy some cow foot, and thing, and this thing. And that it's not good, but still, she's going to do it because it's traditionally what she's grown up with. You get what I'm saying to you? So it's hard for us to change now. You get me? Some people can just go boom and just knock it on the head. But I'm taking my time and trying to cut down on certain things, and because I don't have garlic no more, I don't have no sugar. I'm going to try my best to cut out a lot of the meat, Now and again I would touch a little bit of meat, But it's me being stubborn. You get what I'm saying? When we know the director is not supposed to have it, but it's just me being stubborn.
So you're more conscious now.
But I'm more conscious now. Yeah.
Yeah, you're
I'm
more
not
conscious.
a complete vegetarian or complete vegan. You know, so we're still. But I cut out all the milk. I've cut out the honey. I cut out all of the things where Sebi say no.
Right,
all the hybrid stuff and all that, I've cut them all out.
Listen, man, you
try my best to cut them out.
You depend on a journey, man. You know what I mean? Because from the moment you start breaking down some science, high science.
But I've always been on that journey. That journey starts from a longer time. But it's one thing I realized in the life that we live, is that you see me born with a hole in my ears, I'm call it a hardened wall. Right? So my head, I don't listen to people. Yeah? If it resonates to me, but if it not right, it don't sound right to me. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink.
Drink it, yeah.
Yeah, that's how that's with me. That's how I can see it now. I was actually born on the birthday of Tehuti.
So, yeah? What day is that?
That day is the 4th of July.
Because Mr. can steer into, you know.
Every 4th day of every month, bless up my brother, every 4th day of every month is the birthday of Tehuti. But I was actually born in his month, because his month is Cancer. That's the month of wisdom.
Okay, for those who don't know who Tehuti is, break down who Tehuti is.
You broke it down earlier, but you could break it down
sorry,
again.
Apologies, because I wasn't in the room.
That's your fault, that's your right. Break it down again. Break it down again.
You see, you see, when I tell you earlier on about the volcano, it's about the energy. Yeah. So now, come back to the energy, where he's known as the first great master teacher. Everyone will ever come on this earth have to be initiated by Tehuti. All of the old prophets and the sages and the seers and all them people learn from Tehuti, right? Because there's no one who's greater than him or wiser than him. And he's God of everything. Well, he said, he come on himself, I'm God of the sun, I'm God of the moon. And I believe him literally. And Tehuti said that he built the pyramids. And he did build the pyramids. Yeah? According to the Orion Belt. Yeah, because as I said to you, the pen is not just to do with writing, it's to do with architecture as well.
Yeah.
See? And it's only one who can do that, and it's Tehuti that done that. See? And that's it.
Right.
And it's greater. The greatest, he's the light.
You know, to our listeners who's listening to this broadcast, Tehuti in the studio, and like I said, September the 15th, no one was saying September.
December
the 15th, Saturday, down at Tottenham Chances. They can see you live. Live.
Yes, man. Just come down
and direct with live band.
You know?
And you know what? One thing I'm going to say to people, North London is going to be receiving
the light.
Yeah. Because the reason, majority of the time, one of the things I see lacking here is the performances of live band. And live band, you know, it needs a spark. And you know, from when you have Barry Dredding on your band, I say, what? In fact, I'm gonna ring Barry tonight, you know. But Tutti, while we were talking in the outbreak in the green room, you was telling me and telling us you have written and penned and you've got 300. 300.
Real talk, real talk.
So I wanted to touch on knowing the industry, your copywriting, and have you ever thought of, you know, if I've got a record label and I know my artist got, or I know an artist got 300 lyrics, normally I would sign you up straight away because I know you've got material to do. Well, you can do about 30 albums when we really look at it. You know. So I know that you've got a legacy, you've got material there. So all my part as the record label is now to say, right, you know.
I've got material that I can even just give to people.
Okay.
You know, I don't, it's not my wish to give to them, but they can have them.
As a songwriter then?
Yeah, you know, cause I've given songs to, when I say I've given people like the Sus Band, for instance. They're doing 2 of my songs. One called
It's not Clevie in that band, you know Clevie?
No, it's one of the, it's a brother called Lyndell Lewis. You ever heard of Lyndell Lewis?
The name sounds
Lyndell
familiar.
Lewis is one of the greatest master engineer from England or from London, right? Who he engineered all of Eddie Grant's tunes and UB40. All of them guys, musical youths, because he used to work at a studio called Mark Angelo Recording Studio.
So then you know
He's my cousin Lyndell. He
I
played
wonder
with
if it's the
us
same brother that I know.
They call him the Gentle Giant. He's about 7 foot and he built like a brick one.
Cockney slip out there.
Yeah, sometime we do, you know.
Yeah.
That's how we grow, you know.
But there's a brother that I know.
Yeah.
Oh, his name's escaped me, but him used to do he used to do the mixing for UB40, and he used to have a studio up in the city, right? And then his son made a group they call 9 Yards.
I don't know about
And he normally mixes all the Lovers Rock artists.
He's Lyndell. You know, remember Trevor Waters, the #1 hit what Trevor Waters did have?
Yeah, that's Pepe.
Right.
Pepe
that
had
was
the record
Lyndell.
label.
That's Lyndell that done that. Right. Even Joy Mac work with Lyndell. Loads of people work with Lyndell.
Oh.
Yeah, because the studio, Mark Angelo, was on Britain Street.
Yeah.
That was done, you know, where they have the diamonds down there, so the old street round there.
Yeah,
beside
yeah.
Farringdon.
But the same brethren that worked
tall,
there.
big, light-skinned brother.
No, I'm gonna remember the gentleman's name.
He's actually sick at the moment because he got ill, but he's recovering. You know.
Yeah, because the same. There was a time when Winston Reedy was working with UB40, but I don't know if you know Chili.
Yeah.
Chili was promoting Winston Reedy, and Winston Reedy had the Dimler Lights album, and he brought it out and.
But you remember, say Winston Reedy was working with Paul McCartney as well, you know, because Paul McCartney was gonna manage it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because Winston Reedy came out of a group called the Cimarrons.
Yeah.
And the Cimarrons, I think, probably about 5 years ago, they put a blue pack up for the Cimarrons.
That first track that he done, not the first track, but that what you call Dim the Light.
Dim the Lights and Daughters of Zion.
But Dim the Light. When he first done that, is my mother first get the first copy.
Yeah?
Yeah, my mom, because my mom was deep in her.
Oh, yes, yes.
Yes, Winston carried the copy, go give my mother first.
Yeah. You know the interesting thing, let me tell you something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because, the interesting thing was, that's when round about that time, that's when I first set up my sound system.
Right.
And we were using our sound system as a PA. And that's how we actually knew Winston Reedy. We actually got the album before it came out.
Right.
But it was very interesting because
she got the single. She got the first, not the album. She got the single.
I got the album when because we started moving with Chili.
Yeah.
Chili and Winston were very, very. Oops. Yeah. Chili and sorry. Chili and and Winston were very, very close. That album went to #1.
Right.
Winston was voted #1 Lovers Rock artist.
Yeah.
Well, best
I remember that.
artist.
I
So
remember.
there was a lot going on for
Yeah,
Winston
I remember them
Reedy.
time there.
Yeah.
What year was that?
I'm gonna say this was in the 80s.
Oh, the 80s, okay. Then.
Yeah, in the 80s. I'm not gonna say because.
Yeah, I remember the awards. I think Tony Williams was the one that done the awards.
Yeah, he done the.
the narrator.
Was that down in Central London? I think I might have did. It was in the 80s, yeah. I might have been there, you know, the awards. I can't remember where it was though.
Because touching on awards, the prereq to a lot of them was Tony Williams done the Reggae Awards.
Right.
Then we had the Black Music Awards.
Right.
Then Kanye King, came out with the Mobos.
Right.
And why she had the edge. But before that, there were award ceremonies that were put on down at Hammersmith Palais.
Yeah.
There was quite a few.
Palace,
Yeah, but I actually through my love of music and the sound system at the time, I was working indirectly at The Voice. Right. And I remember when Smiley Culture won 3 awards on the Reggae Awards. Right. And Smiley was firing that year. Oswald won an award. Yeah. There was a sister named Sister Cinderella.
Yeah, I remember Cinderella too.
Cinderella. Yeah. And that was Sir Lloyd. Sir Lloyd Sound had he had his own record label. What was going on good because he had you know the drummer Horseman.
Yes.
And Horseman come up with a tune called Horse.
The other day I see him over Lewisham.
Yeah, Horse Move. Yeah. Yeah.
Him over Lewisham the other day.
Yeah. Yeah. And this brings me to that's how I got to know Smiley Culture. Now Smiley was so overwhelmed that he won 3 awards, Right. He gave one to Peter King, who was the fast style originator. Okay. And he gave the other award to Asher Senator, because he used to spar with Asher Senator. So he was so overwhelmed and said, look, man, if it wasn't for these 2 people around me, and he gave one
respect,
to,
man, respect,
to Smiley. A lot of things was happening for Smiley Culture because Smiley was like this UK genre of a Jamaican DJ. Cockney say baby, Jamaicans say yo, and you know the funniest thing is, remember you guys know, you ever heard of our artist by the name of Peter Metro?
Yeah, man. That's all.
So Peter Metro, remember Smiley had a tune called Police Officer. Peter Metro come up, police in England.
Peter, I'm a virgin.
Ooh, Metro.
Yeah.
Metro Media, Peter Metro. Yeah, man.
Yeah. And Pablo got too.
Pablo. Pablo got a...
It's a Pablo. This is a Pablo attack him growing up, right? Yeah. We go as you.
Him do a tune. What tune him do?
Hard time.
Hard time.
Style,
Yeah,
man.
hard time style.
Yeah,
Hard time style.
Yeah.
When I was a youth, I used to burn cali weed in a Rizla, burn it in a Rizla, you know. Big tune.
Okay.
Yeah.
Spin Doctor. I want to play one of the tracks them.
Yeah. Okay.
Right.
So we've come to that point where Tahuti.
You can play You Got Love if anything.
Yeah.
Play that
what track? What number is that, please?
Number 11.
Number 11.
Yeah.
We have the great maturity inside the host. Reject and bring it back again. Just reject and bring it back. Oh, it's playing now? Okay then.
You have to start it from the beginning.
I was born a lover, born in the heat of the summer, born of the fullness they bring. Girl, you know to me love means everything. And baby, you got love, I got love. So come on, let's show it. You got love, I got love. So come on, let's share it. You got love, I got love. Let's try to carry it. You got love, I got love. I think we should make it. Girl, love to me is simple. So why can't it be simple to you too? Why must it always be complicated? In your heart, love is so overrated. And baby, you got love, I got love. So come on, let's show it. You got love, I got love. So come on, let's share it. You got love, I got love. Let's try to carry it. You got love, I got love. I think we should make it. Girl, let me wrap my arms like a garment around your shoulders. Shoulders. shelter. Yes, I'll shelter. And baby, you got love, I got love. So come on, let's show it. You got love, I got love. So come on, let's share it. You got love, I got love. Let's try to carry it. You got love, I got love. I think we should make it.
So the thing set
Yeah.
up. You know, everybody have love. So,
what
you have to deal with the love
what,
still,
yeah,
you
what
know?
inspired you? Was that falling in love or out of love?
Man and man fall in and out in a star. We're just constant on the thing and balance, you get me? So how it really, you see, Toyota said, well, everyone is talking about this love thing, yeah? And Toyota said that love is at the beginning of the heart and at the end of it. And that's all it is. It's simple. So if you have to know, if you understand that and, you know, do what you do. There's no complications in love.
Yeah.
You get me? So it's just at the beginning of the heart and at the end of it, straight.
Okay.
So if I want to write a tune about love, I'd write about everything in the universe as within a love section. You know?
Okay.
You get me? Love of bloody, how you can put love of animals, love of trees, love of nature, love of man, love of woman. Everybody is love we're dealing with. Yes?
The more you talk, the more I get fascinated by you, you know, Rasta. Hold on. Let's take a joke.
I saw the thing set me, brother.
We find a way to kidnap you, know, because I want some of them kind of knowledge.
Yeah, I know. Some of them just love that,
yeah. We want to, man. You know, get away, you know, Rasta. Trust me for this one there. Hold on. We have Sister Juliet on the line. Yeah, put Right.
Yeah, hold the line a minute.
Yeah. We have Sister Juliet. Sister Juliet?
Greetings, family. How are you?
Yeah, man. Give thanks, Empress.
Greetings, Empress.
Yeah, bud. So, Sister
nice
Juliet.
to hear all your voices.
Fantastic. All right, then. Sister Juliet, I know that you've got a protest. That's next week.
Next week, Thursday. The 29th.
And we did mention it last week. I'm trying to encourage many people to come to the protest. I want to just give a little quick background in terms of what the protest is about and why we should be there, right? And bear in mind, we do have some other people inside the house as well.
Well, the protest is that. Can you be quiet? Yeah, the protest is an anti-racism and discrimination protest, and it's really about our children. The whole emphasis is about the racism that's going on in schools against our children. And the fact is that it's been going on for a long time, and our children are being excluded at higher rates than any other rate of any other children of any other race. Also, the microaggressions that happen to them in school. Also, the physical abuse and psychological abuse and verbal abuse that they have to put up with, as well as, you know, sometimes bullying and victimization, and victimization by the teachers themselves. And this is a serious issue. I mean, between 2006 to 2011, the BBC reported that there was over 88,000 cases of racial abuse reported in schools. Now,
88,000.
88,000. And the thing is, this is, you can imagine, it's much worse now because just recently in the press, the actual Metropolitan Police released figures that demonstrated that race hate crime had actually doubled in the recent years. So this is an issue that we need to really tackle, and as a people we have to support these initiatives the same way as we came together for Tuesday Flanders and the issue with Fulham Boys School with the locks when they discriminated against her son, and that case was successful. But you know, we can't have these successes unless we have social justice.
That's right.
And social justice is important, and that is where we all actually come out of our houses and stand in the cold for a couple of hours and hold a placard and make our voices heard so that people know. I mean, the racist comments, it's been in the newspaper for the last few days. It came out on Tuesday and it was in the newspaper again.
That's good.
And when I read the racist comments where people are saying, oh, there'll be no one standing out the school, I'll drive by just for a laugh. You know, this is when we as black people have to stand up and be counted, all of us. And you know, we got to stop this real bigoted racism from occurring where they take for granted that the black community is not unified and that we can't come together. We have to come together. We have to make our voice heard. Sometimes we have to make sacrifices in order to support the cause.
Yes.
Most definitely. Most definitely. True. So how's the actual campaigning going?
Well, it's going well. It's going slowly. As I said, it's been in the local media recently. And also heard from some local people in Clacton who are, you know, local residents who said that they'll be coming to support. And I haven't heard anything from like any of the teachers in the school. A couple of parents said that they would obviously support, but there seems to be a lot of fear. You know, I think people are afraid of what might happen to their children, and they can't afford to take their children out of school, so they're even scared to protest. I mean, you know, what is going on when we're so scared we can't even stand up for the rights of our children out of fear? This is the wrong environment to have our children educated in.
Yes, out of fear. Well, the world, you know, as a youth growing up in this in this environment, then, you know, in this, you know, inner city London, I find how I was born, right? I was born without fear. Yeah, so what I was going through, my other peers and all that, you know, they was actually going through it as well, but I was going through it more because I would put my friend out there, yeah, because I couldn't walk past the road, down the road, and see policeman jumping on my friend and I wouldn't jump in and help him. I have to jump in and help him because that's within me to do that. Yeah, if I see any form of injustice when it comes to like my people, I'm gonna be there with my people. You know, so that is the fact of the matter, is that we black people, they have a lot of fear in them, and the fear is going to prison. That is one of the fear. So once you kind of eliminate that, you're fighting for something, you're fighting for a cause, of a righteous cause. Don't worry about the prison. Just do what you're doing. You understand? We have to go out there in order for our children to survive and to live. We have to fight that. We have to go through and, you know, fight without fear. You know, to cut the fear, because he can't tell me that I must be scared of him and I must be this and that. I've never been scared of none of them. Me personally, I've never been afraid of none of them. Trust me, you know. And I was
thumping down the teacher at 15.
Simple, yeah, never. I was looking at me and say, listen, man, you're not better than me. You're not more handsome more than me. You're not more. No, you ain't got nothing. You ain't got my talent. So how must I? Why you think you're better than me? I mean, must listen
this
to
is
you.
it.
You get me?
But
so,
you need to see like the arrogant posts underneath the newspaper. You know, get out. You know, get out of Clacton. This is the kind of you know, outright racism that they're writing with impunity.
They have something where you
disrespectful.
Yeah, true.
And the thing is, my son was hit, physically hit, you know, called names.
Yeah.
He was ostracized, ignored, and then even victimized by his own teacher.
Yes.
So it was a situation was as soon as I raised the point about racism, and I find this is common. This is a common thing that happens. Whenever you raise any issue to do with racism, you are then either... excuse me, sir, I'm on the phone. Can you be quiet, please? You are either attacked, or it's thrown back on you, or you're the one now which is punished, or under investigation, or you know, I hear of people who work who have the same situation.
One incident, I was 11 years old,
and
I just left from a school in Hackney, which was Rushmore Junior School. I just going to go to Upton House, which is now Homerton House. All right, boom. Something happened, you know, split between parents happened, and then I went with my mum and we come over to Tottenham. So I went to Markfield School. I was there for about 3 months, sitting in the classroom. I was just a little boy, 11 years old, and something happened in the class. And I didn't do anything. I was just sitting there, right? And this teacher come up to me and he says, "You done it." I said, "What do you mean? I'll never do nothing." The man was about 6'8", you know, and I'm just a little man. And he opened his hand, he went, BAM!
Wow.
Straight boxed me across my face. Yeah? For nothing. Blood, it was serious at the time. I'm big box, you know, in front of everybody. I'm a guy I get embarrassed easy. Yeah? And if him didn't know my father, I wouldn't do that anyway. Because my father is a bad man. And when I say bad, my father teach martial arts and judo and them things. My father beat up a 6-7 man one time. He can handle himself. He can handle himself, but he didn't know. So anyway, what I did, when he got a bam, I just pushed back my chair. And I stand up and I give him, I give him one thump. And when I thump him, he drop. And he said, he gets some of the youth, some like other kid, yeah, to try to stop me like a prefect, right? But then when we look, the other teacher come downstairs, Mr. Smith come downstairs now, right? His name's Mr. Smith, right? So Mr. Smith said, all right, Leroy, come, let's go upstairs. So I said, all right, let's go upstairs. So I went upstairs with him. I'm seeing the man going out the drawer, and he's taking, no, he might take out a slipper. He's taking out a slipper.
Wow.
So hold on a second, brother. So I said, what are you going to do with that slipper? Him said, I'm going to slipper you. I said, slipper who? They've already charged me and find me guilty of something woman that do. So they've already,
sorry to interrupt, but this is exactly what happened in the school. So, my son witnessed where another child was punched in his side.
Yeah, so I hear this now. Him saying I'm going to slip, I say, slipper who? He said, going to slipper me. I said, all right then, come on, let's slipper me. You know what I did? I beat him up in the classroom. Oh, shit. I beat him up and I went home. I beat him up. I beat him physically like a man beat him up, you know. And I went home. I walked home and got to my mum. And then 3 weeks later, he come back and said, oh, they want me back in school to do football, cricket and drama. Right? Yeah. That same teacher. That same teacher. And then a few years later.
You know, the people don't believe. They think teachers are so innocent and so perfect and wicked, so good evil. And that they're above the law.
They're evil.
Julia.
But this is it. And how many incidents? This happened in the school, in my son's school. And then when I went to complain about safeguarding my son, after I saw this child's side bruised, and I took a picture of this child's side bruised, the school, you know, went to hide it. And what did they do? By Monday morning, this happened on Friday afternoon. School closed at 3:10. This happened in the afternoon. We left after 2. By Monday morning, 8 o'clock in the morning, they had called this parent and permanently excluded her son because the whole situation had been switched onto her son. So now the teaching assistant who actually punched him, had now become the victim.
Oh,
right. The teacher punched
and this is why we need to protest. And this is why I'm saying coming outside the school and protest, come and meet this mum and offer her support. We really need to get in Auntie Jean's van. We need to pack out the
I'll be there and I'll be taking people who want to go
I try to tell you, said that it's the parents and it's the children and it's the parents. It's not them, it's the system. The system is the problem. It's always been the problem, right? It's institutional racism, what they call, from day one.
It is.
I know them people are racist people. Yeah.
Well,
this same thing where they're talking about Brexit, right? Where you've got, I'm going to come way up. I'm not going to go into the intricacy, but you have a soft Brexit and you've got a hard Brexit, right? Now, the hard Brexit is where they want to take you back to the 16th century, right? Where they claim that, because they want to make their country great again and all this type of thing. But how did they get them to make their country great in the first place? Off of the skins of black people. Slavery, all this type of thing. So this is where they want to go back to. Now these guys, they don't just plan 2 years or 3 years or 4 years.
No, 100 years. 100 years ahead.
Thank you. I feel sorry for the youth them who is going to be, you know, around in those times, because it's going to be hard time, because they're going to try to lock everything together, try to bring it back to that time.
So we need to put things in place.
You have to put it back to the time, because at one time, you know, this Tottenham, for instance, right, was proper racist, but we eradicated that racism back in the day, but now it's come back again, because we had to go on the streets and fight these people. Yeah, because we couldn't go to there, so we couldn't go to Tottenham Royal, we couldn't go there, so we, you know, even over the wreck, Tottenham wreck, where we used to have like running battles with these guys over there, and we eradicated it. Yeah, but now it seemed like it come back again.
Well, I just wanted to bring back, to take us back to the Stephen Lawrence case, and Juliet touched on something which is quite interesting.
Yeah,
is that it was you could outright see what was going on, but instead of looking at the perpetrators, they started investigating the family to say, you know what, you're black, your family can't be perfect, you must be doing something wrong, so we're gonna find something wrong, right?
Wow.
But it's very sad when we see that even in that case they took the family for a run for their money and a run for time.
They still tore the family apart.
Yeah, but this is the thing that I see, that systematically, technically, they try and get us other ways to kind of give up and say. So when you said it's fair, technically some of us see the struggles that others have gone through and think, I don't think I can take it on. I'd rather take the licks.
I hear you.
Yeah.
I hear you. But you have to look at it. This is your mentality. You said to yourself, as a youth, you know, it might sound silly or stupid, but as a child growing up, as I said, I didn't have no fear, right? And I said to my brethren one day, I said, yo, we wouldn't mind go to some of the jail, you know.
Yeah?
Yeah. And I went in there.
So you was ready?
I was ready.
But the thing is that...
You get me? I'm going to go in there. I'm going to come out. But you see, the thing about it, in life, you only need to suffer one time, right? It's called one-time suffering.
Right.
So you got the one time, you put your hand in the fire, you get burned, you know what it's all about. Yeah? But some people, ears hard and them tough, and they keep going back and get for stupidness. You know what I'm saying to you?
Can I interject?
So that's how it is.
Yes, Julia.
Just to say that I heard a story once, and I think it was someone said that, look, when the local community was calling out for help, they thought it doesn't really matter to me. It doesn't. Yeah. It doesn't really affect me. So, you know, they ignored the cries for help.
It affects everyone.
When you know, their own family was in trouble, they didn't support them, right? Or their cries for help. Now, when it happened to them, then they wanted to turn on other people to look at their cries for help. And that is why I always try and help causes and everybody's causes, because I know that when you're living in this country as a black person, at some point in your life, you're going to be calling for help.
Yes. Yeah, it affects everyone, and it's a big...
you know, I'm calling for help. I'm asking for our community to stand by, you know,
Yeah.
all black children. This isn't just about my child.
Yeah.
This isn't just about my sons, because both my sons have been abused in this in this location, in this area, right? Because of racism in Clacton-on-Sea. I can live wherever I want in this
of course you
country.
can. Of course. Of course.
I was born here.
You see,
And I have citizenship here. I have a passport. And no one has the right to go and discriminate or abuse my children.
And the thing about it, yeah, is that if one person, yeah, is being discriminated against, right, then the system is wrong. Even if it's one person, yeah, then the system is wrong. Yeah,
Right.
so you have to just, you know, we have to stand together. And because my other great uncle, he's got 28 children, right?
Wow.
And he called every one of them, and he gave every one of them a matches stick. And he says, break it. And every one of them brought the matches stick. And then he gave them the big bunch of matches now. And he said, broke it. And them couldn't broke it. Right? And he says, unity is strength.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's
lesson.
how the thing said.
Okay, Julia, we do have some time challenges. So if you could mention again where the meeting point is and what's going to happen.
Yeah, definitely. For anyone coming from London, Auntie Jean, if you could just state where the meeting point is in Oval.
Yeah,
I think
so
it's in the
contact
car park by the theatre or something. She can give you the address and the details.
Yeah.
The protest itself actually starts at 2, so we've asked for people to meet by 11:30
11
so
o'clock.
that they can make it to the protest for 2. It's only for 2.5 hours. It's only from 2 till 4:30, and we're asking, you know, if you want to make a placard or make some noise, we are asking for like LED things that light up as well in the night, because we're trying to shed light on racism. That is like the theme of the protest, and it's going to be held at Holland Park School, which is in Clacton-on-Sea, and that's on Holland Road, and the postcode is CO15 6 NG.
You'll have to say it again, but slower.
6 NG if you're driving, and that's Holland Road, and that's Holland Park School in Clacton-on-Sea. If you Google it, it will come up. And my number, and Auntie Jean's number, and also Sir Dougie, if you wouldn't mind giving out your numbers, so you can be like the London contacts as well, if you don't mind. My number is 07 429 594 272. It's 07 429 594 272. That's my number. And you know, united we stand, divided we fall. This is about all of our children. It's about the future of our children, and we have to take a stand, because enough really is enough.
True.
Okay, on that point, thank you very much, Auntie Jean, for calling in.
Give thanks, Auntie Jean. Auntie Jean for phone. Mrs. Juliet.
Auntie Jean is here.
Juliet for phone.
That's a real honour.
You hypnotised the same. Sorry.
Juliet, it's Juliet.
Sister Juliet.
But, you know, I don't mind being called Auntie Jean if Auntie Jean doesn't mind.
No, I don't mind, my dear.
All right, well, listen, just thank you for your support, Auntie Jean, and thank you for your support, everybody on Blessed FM and everybody in the studio.
I'll see you next week, Thursday.
You know, especially Sir Dougie, thank you so much. You always, you know, jump to help, and Auntie Jean, especially you as well. So thank you all so much for your assistance, and can we, like I said, keep sharing, keep pushing it, and let everybody know about it, and hopefully we can fill the van and make some noise outside the school.
Okay then. So give thanks.
So only 16 people. We only need 16 people. So I mean, I'm hoping that in the whole black community up and down,
you must
London,
be able to fill the bus.
People.
Yeah.
You must be able to fill the bus.
Okay.
Okay.
If you all could help me by finding 2 people each, that would be great.
Yeah. Yeah. Brilliant.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
All right. Well, thank you so much.
All right then.
Okay.
I'll see you then.
Empress, yeah.
So anybody who like to go down and join the protest next week, Thursday, on the 29th of November, you can give me a call on 07961 886 032. I shall repeat, 07961 961 886 032. And the meeting point will be at the Oval, the back of the Oval train station. So we're meeting there at 11 o'clock. So give me a call if you want to help and come down and support next week Thursday. Thank you.
Okay then.
Yes, sir.
What we're gonna do now? We're expecting another press.
There's a track that I'd like you to play just for this particular.
Oh, then I'm just conscious
Are
of
you
time.
going to sing along with it?
We just conscious of time because we do have Sevens.
It's just kind of like
We're conscious that Seven's gonna phone in very shortly. So if we could play the track. What track is it? Track.
Exactly what she was just talking about.
Oh yeah.
Lady,
What track? What number is it?
Number 9.
Number 9.
Yeah.
Okay, you got it. Oh, they play the track then, and then by then, Sevens will phone in.
Assassinating me and my brothers and my sisters. Character assassinator.
Yeah, you know.
All things have ceased to amaze me. My people, they think that I'm crazy. But living in this situation can only be ruin our nation. Step by step, as I walk on by, people see the tears that flow from my eyes. Well, in my heart is love in abundance, while in my mind it's filled with reluctance to participate. I wanna love and not to hate, but the more strident members of society, they criticize and they love brutality, and so combined with the media, all they wanna do is assassinate my character assassinator. Are you a dictator? Character assassinator, assassinating me and my brothers and sisters. I see people going here and people going there. Some say they know, while others just don't care. See our faceless faces, colors and garments that they wear. I say, look down upon me, Father, for this life I've got to pay. Character assassinator, are you a dictator? Character assassinator, assassinating me and my brothers and sisters. Character assassinator, are you a dictator? Character assassinator, you're using your power. All things have ceased to amaze me.
Tahuti, character assassination from his album.
I'm crazy. But living in this situation can only be ruin our nation.
Okay, don't forget to remember the 31st anniversary. The concept of unity is an avenue to positive prosperity. That's Saturday, this Saturday, the 24th of November at the West Indian Cultural Centre. The 31st anniversary of the West Indian Cultural Centre. Okay, and that's the 31st, like I said, anniversary celebration. There'll be a drama set, there'll be a buffet dinner. It starts from 10 a.m. to 4 a.m. That's interesting. All day activities. Yeah, 10 a.m. all day.
Let me just give some clarity. Sorry, let me just give clarity. It starts from 10 a.m. In the morning time, right? So what's happening in the early part is going to be stalls and all that stuff there. I think there'll be some speakers. Good to mention this. And then I think from 7, there'll be a buffet and there will be some speakers. And then after about 11, 12, that's when Fat Man Sound Flip will be playing some music to about 4 a.m. Yeah. So just to say that during the daytime there'll be stalls and people networking and speakers and all that stuff there. And the buffet will start about 6, 7, and I think there'll be some other speakers. Yeah. From
so
them.
It's like 2 parts.
Yeah.
So the stalls are there throughout the whole
session. For a session
throughout the whole session. But you got the more like the raving parts sort of like later on.
Later on, that's right, yeah. But I think that what they're having from about 7, there's more of a buffet, food and everything, so there'll be some speakers. Speakers. I went there today and I was trying to get some clarity. Sometimes I was just down there today, I had a meeting down there and thing, you know.
So like the families with the children can go early on in the
earlier
day,
on, yeah.
And then the ravers take over.
Yeah. So that's going to so inside the host we do have the great man Tahuti inside the host. One of the greatest artists out there, underground artists, you know, and to express his talent on Bless Radio. And the funny thing is, I know his money from long time still, you know. The bigger man to me, and I used to say that. Well, I was see them man there.
World, innit?
I still humble myself because me kind of frighten them man in early days still, you know. But you know, because them man, them are warriors still, you know. I know the family as well, very good. And talk about the family, you know. Let me say this: his mom, right, was one of my first teachers.
Really?
Yeah. She's very active in the community, right?
Okay.
And people are not really aware of his mom. And in fact, right, I'll give you some history here. His mom and this woman called Martha, yeah, and I don't even know Stella. Stella, she wrote a book. The bigger people to me still, you know. And you have Paul Boyd. You remember Paul? You heard the name Paul Boyd? He's a teacher. Deep education, right? And them time I was involved. Huh? No, they don't understand what I said. No, right? I'm talking about when we used to meet. Listen, I'm gonna show you some history, so you don't even know it's yourself, no, right?
All right,
right.
See
your mom, Martha and Stella and Paul Boyd form a group called the Black Pressure Group.
Oh,
right. Now then, as a youth, them time there, right?
Yeah.
Right. I was involved in the Black Pressure Group. And I'll go for the Black Pressure Group through Paul Boyd.
Right.
Right? We used to meet every single Monday at the Law Center.
Right.
Right? And your mom, in fact, your mom said something very profound them time. It goes that, are you ready to die?
Wow. That's serious.
Right? See? Right? Right?
Yeah, man.
No, hold on. No, you can't start. No, just stop talking, man. I'm not going to show you something, right? She had an impact on me, right? And Martha had impact on me. And because they were a lot more older. They were big. I'm only 18 them time there, right? Right?
Yes.
Only 18 them time there. So I just stumbled upon these people here. They had an impact on me, right? And them time there is a brother called Kojo, being the same age group. We used to look up to them.
Kojo.
This guy called Kojo. You just call him used to be changed to Kojo, right?
And Lyndon too. Lyndon Walters.
He wasn't involved in the Black Pressure Group. All right. Matilda Ting, you know, bros.
Yeah, go on to
Matilda Ting, right? Matilda the Ting, right? After a few years, probably my 18, 20, they made me the chairperson now, right? But obviously they're the ones pulling the string. But the reason why they've done that is to push me, just to I'm a comfort zone. You see what I'm saying? No, let me show you something, right? You see Martha's daughter?
She's the MP now of
Edmonton.
Edmonton.
Right.
Labour
No, then
MP.
listen.
Yeah.
Right. Martha's daughter used to come to the meetings. Right. That's how she got her education.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, see.
Right. And I think Martha's grandson or something that is supposed to be some MP or whatever. You know? So it's Martha's daughter. Was her name Kate? Is it Kate or something like that?
Kate Summer.
Summer. Her son was councillor for some Edmonton or I don't know.
No, but Kate herself is the MP.
Yeah, I know that already, man. I know. But she have a son.
She have a son, see it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Who's running council? But there's some little mix-up thing where he's not doing it no more. Some I don't want to talk on here about what happened with him. You know? But what I'm trying to show you, your mum was responsible. Especially those people from the farm and those other guys that... Yeah, and all them people there. So I'm just letting you know what I go on, brethren. So...
in fact, I didn't...
But you never know about that. You never know about the black pressure group.
I didn't know about the pressure group. That's one thing you can't never know.
Hold on. So listen, man, you see on the event you're having, right? I want to talk about that. The black pressure group.
Seeing.
Right?
Right. On the night you're talking about.
I could touch on that.
Yes.
About
yes,
5-10 minutes. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Because people need to know that.
Yeah.
But if we get Martha to come, she can talk about it.
Right.
See? Yeah.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. That'll be nice.
Yeah. All right then.
Yeah, because she needed to be basically representing in that way, because someone said there's a placard of her at the Burning Ground Centre, but I've never seen it. Someone said there is a placard, because they said that she was one of the first black woman freedom fighters in Haringey, and she was actually, Burning Ground was, always out there, so active, so you know more than me still. You know more. Even though she used to talk to me, I tell me certain bits and pieces.
You don't always listen though, is
it?
It's very interesting.
Me out on the road, me I do my thing.
Yeah, but it's very interesting that you brought up this conversation about activism. But let's look at currently, because what's going on now? Why are we not as active? And we have the platform like this radio station, we have our black newspapers, we have our WhatsApp groups, we have all the things to gather people. But yet, when I heard Juliet's call for action, it's like we're struggling. And so I'm wondering why it's almost like we're not active, we're deactive.
We're all tied
as
up.
A community.
We're all tied up.
Yeah. So we have to realize, I'm a person that I always say I like things to be solution based.
Yep.
Right. And what is the solution to this problem? The solution
Get
to
up.
this,
Get up and support.
One of the solutions I see, and I see in the workplaces, and they work off membership. Anything that has power has members, and that's what members don't have to come to every meeting. But if you've got a membership of people, you have a large vote. So membership could be, even your say when you've got 100 members. And you're putting something to your members, the media fears that, because that is mass.
Yes.
So me,
it's unity.
When I look at memberships as well, we look at membership as what Marcus Garvey done. It could be, I know a lot of people are saying £1 a week or this a week. I think if we have something that has focus on membership, right? People paying into a membership, belonging to something, that is our power base.
Exactly. Like a partner, like your actual partner, but it's on a different level,
Then you have a newsletter.
Yes, yeah.
Let's look at this thing properly. Because we're deactive. We're deactive, but we do have the resources amongst us. Your mobile phone is like a media centre.
It's your office,
It is. It's a
It is
computer,
a media
isn't it?
centre.
It's a laptop.
But what do we see people doing? Passing foolishness on WhatsApp.
Facebook and them thing there.
I'll tell you what, I bet you most people have photographed what they had for dinner than anything positive for the community. I bet you more people have clicked on watching a cat walk down the street chasing a mouse.
True thing.
No, we have to be real.
True thing.
So what it is, they have hijacked us to do foolishness.
Yes. Yes. Taking away from the thing, you know what I mean? It's like...
So if what Jammers was saying, isn't it? About no, was it?
Distraction with distraction.
Technology.
Yeah.
Take away your knowledge.
Yes,
it takes away your knowledge.
You know what the biggest distraction is coming up very soon?
Christmas.
Yeah. Shake my hand.
But no, man.
That's the biggest distraction that we're going to have.
Of course.
That's it.
We're bringing out Black Friday. We're bringing out all these things.
All that shouldn't be allowed. Let me tell you something. Black Friday should not be allowed.
And this Friday is Black Friday.
You never know, but it should not be allowed. Yeah, that's just showing you blatantly what they're dealing with. They're dealing with racism blatantly. Because as far open a dictionary, everything black is bad.
Yeah.
Yeah? So from a child is born, is black. A black child is born, automatically him not good.
Yeah.
Right? Now how them build the system? The system is built on a like the world, say for instance, is a prison. Now the prisoner's got a regime. And within that regime there's the prison, yeah, you got something where you call basic, and them can only spend £10. You've got standard, spend £15, and enhanced, spend £25. Now, the people them in the basic regime is blacks and Hispanic. Standard is Asians and Orientals. Enhanced, Europeans. Yes? And don't forget, in that you got super enhanced as well. Right? So now, this is where we are. Right? So now, your basic is trying to try to come out and get up to the standard. The standard is going to try to get to the enhanced. Emperor Haile Selassie is King of Kings, Lord of Lords, conquering Lion of the tribe of Judah. Yes? But the European man or the white man would have looked upon him and say, yes, you can be your this and your that, but you are black. You understand what I'm saying to you? That's how it goes. So, all the things said. So now, within those three categories, everyone is fighting to be whatever.
Okay then. Well, listen, Turuti, there will have to be a part 2 because we literally run over.
I just want to play one more tune, you know.
Yeah.
This number.
You sound like a sound system.
Hold on a second. Put the track in quickly while we because we don't want to rob people their time, right? But
no, that's it.
What I want to say is
put it on. That's it. That's it.
What I want to say is this, right? Right, it's a pleasure to have you here.
Time run out.
Yeah, time run out, man. You know, and we don't want to cross them and our brother's time, Dragon's time. But what I want to say is this, right? This is your life.
It's nice being here.
Well, I'm Bedrin. This is your life.
Being here, man.
Yeah, man. But we don't this say no. But it's just a tease up because we definitely want to hear more of your knowledge.
No, there's only one on that one.
So the one track, first track. Okay, so I just want to say it's a pleasure to have you among us, yeah? Okay then.
Yes. Neither was I christened by no stranger. Still I got some good thoughts in my head. Love in my heart instead of hatred. Now is the time of knowledge. Now is the time to know thyself. What was hidden from the wise and prudent is now being revealed to the babes and sucklings. Look how long they have suffered. Look how long our voice has not been heard. Look how long we've been dying. how long we've been crying. Children of the light, we are natural light, created in the image of the sun. Born of love, peace, happiness, and fun.
Bless FM radio, play good tune. Bless FM alright. Aye, no cigarette smoking in my room. Yeah, I Stephen Marley. Bless FM radio, play good tune.